What's up, wrestling fans? If you guys are watching right now and you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below. This is Out of Nowhere, the wrestling podcast, live after AEW and NXT's little war they had the other night, or whatever you want to call it. And we're live on YouTube, so I hope you guys subscribe down below if you're new to the channel. If not, I don't know, do whatever you want to do, I guess. But we're going to be joined tonight by Jake DeMarco. And, of course, perhaps Connor from Kayfabe as well. My name is Joe Cronin. Let's get it wet, baby.
This is Wardlow from AEW, and you're watching The Joe Cronin Show.
A wrestling podcast with attitude.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Out of Nowhere, episode 172, here on the Joe Cronin Show, episode 172. God damn it! How many episodes are? This is crazy. Well, there's so many episodes. We're gonna be joined in a minute by my co-host in a second, if I can ever get everything up on the screen the right way. What's up to the chat? How you guys feeling the morning after, or the day? I guess it's the night after. It's not the morning after. I'm an idiot. But, you know, I'm doing three things at once, so give me a break. There's so much to talk about. It's an amazing amount of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the ratings. AEW crushing it, as expected. Higher than I was worried. I got to be honest. I was somebody who was worried. I was a little bit concerned. Up until I saw the trends on social media, as I told you guys. Dave Meltzer came out with this later on, but I said it that night live. I said, dude, the trends on social media right now are unbelievable. And if you look at the trends, they've got WWE beat. They have to by the trends. But that could mean nothing, and maybe it doesn't translate to ratings for some reason. Maybe it's just the same people are so rabid, they're searching it over and over again, and that's a discrepancy there. But it wasn't a discrepancy. It ended up being true. And then Dave Meltzer actually commented on it I think this morning on Wrestling Observer Radio, and then everybody ran with that news story, but really we knew about it the other day. You know, because I was watching the Google and everything. I was watching the trends and live, like, throughout the day, and I'd never seen anything like it. I mean, I haven't even seen anything like that really from WWE's main roster, so that's why it was like, how could this not beat NXT? And certainly some of it, the trends beat much of what WWE does, but even though that happened, the viewership wasn't as good as Raw or SmackDown maybe, but again, it beat NXT. So let me get Jake up on the cam over here, because he's just sitting there. You can use it! You're still muted though, Jake. Hang on a minute. Can you hear the music? Give me a thumbs up. Oh, look at that. Thumbs up.
Here I am in SJW! Come on! You like me? I like you! Get that f***ing mic out of my face, colonizer!
I love that guy. All right.
I like it. You like it.
Boom! One last little nuclear bomb before we start the show.
Sucks there's no news to talk about today. I mean, just nothing. Dry as a bone, huh?
Yeah, what are we going to do? Yeah, I mean, this is why Thursdays, this is terrible.
Awful. Should have stuck with Wednesday. Jesus. No, so much to talk about tonight. I'm stoked. I don't think Connor's going to be able to join us. We'll hear back from him shortly. But we're here. I'm here. You're here. Let's do this. There's only 3 announced matches officially for Hell in a Cell right now. That's Sunday. I know we're so focused on last night, but typically at this point in time, for out of nowhere, our usual schedule of things, we'd be talking about the pay-per-view mostly. That would be the highlight of the show, and that is such an afterthought right now. It's amazing. That would usually be our main focus, and I haven't even considered what the hell's going on over in main roster land. I was spot on for the ratings. For AEW, I right damn to a T. I had a good guess on that one.
1.5 or 1.4, I forget.
1.4.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Right there. And I figured, that they would take viewers from NXT.
Yeah.
I think people wanted to watch AEW live because it was brand new, and then they would rewatch afterwards NXT.
It's making people say that it's all rigged again, that this is part of Vince's idea or something like that. I'm serious.
You got to love that. Really, it's not a head-to-head war. I mean, they're two different type of things anyways. It's not like they're going up against Raw. NXT it's a whole different, come on. Yeah, wrestling is wrestling. I understand that. But, I mean, they're drastically different in the ways they're presented. So I truly thought, though, and I unfortunately was right, that they were going to pillage viewers from NXT. That's just how it was going to be. You weren't going to have... I mean, there's only so many wrestling fans watching right now, so it wasn't going to be like you just got an influx of viewers and both were going to maintain that level. Some were going to tune in to the other product, and it seems to be that way, that, because NXT went from 1.2 to 1 to close to 900,000. So, I mean, it's not a drastic drop, but it's certainly noticeable. AEW did, take the win for last night, but still, that they have to be celebrating and really, quite happy with themselves to get that kind of number for a debut show.
Yeah, and the thing about AEW is probably it will drop, but it may start to go back up again at some point. And will they gain viewers? Like, that's what I'm really
I believe they will. People are. I think it's going to be more channel flipping coming soon than anything. I think that's going to be a big deal. But last night it seemed like most people were fixed on, because you knew what you were going to get with NXT. You knew it was going to be a takeover style night. You knew the matches were going to be really good, but you had no idea what was going to happen with AEW. It could have been a train wreck, could have been amazing, and it ended up turning out to be, a really fun night. So WWE even sent out a official statement congratulating them. They said, "Congrats to AEW on a successful premiere. The real winners of last night's head-to-head telecasts are the fans, who can expect Wednesday nights to be a competitive and wild ride, as this is a marathon, not a one-night sprint." I thought that was really nice, and of course Jericho and others happened to just shit on it, but be that as it may, I guess that's the stance you want to take.
That might be WWE trying to take their fans.
I don't see it that way, because that's pretty common nowadays. I mean, you see it in the video game industry a lot, where Call of Duty comes out with a new game and Destiny congratulates them. It's pretty commonplace among businesses in the social media age.
Weird.
It is a bit different because you figure they should be competition, but it's kind of commonplace.
Yeah, like you're gonna tell your fans about them, like, but I guess they figure
they already know about him, so might as well appear to be the bigger guy, and it seems sincere enough. So it was trying to be cordial.
That's what makes people think like, oh, this is all part of. There's gonna be an invasion. Somebody said. I was like, what? The hell?
Not at all.
This is no way.
I did like a few different places put up the memes of Shane McMahon bought AEW and
because he's gonna leave. Those going. Well, because he's about to leave.
Yeah. So
imagine take a backstage role, but imagine if he actually left WWE. Imagine if Shane McMahon left WWE and joined AEW. Imagine how fucking hilarious.
That would be shocking.
That would be. I mean, but people would then believe that WWE really was a part of it.
Yeah, they would. They would run wild with that. And speaking of the rumor mill running wild, we got to get to it. The elephant in the room that isn't me is CM Punk. He's joining WWE Backstage. That's reportedly a done deal. This has been discussed all over. Fight Oracle on Twitter was the first one to really break the news that it's official. Then it was reported everywhere under the sun. Fight Oracle said that I am told CM Punk is going to Fox Sports 1 as a commentator on WWE. That's a done deal. Hashtag WWE Backstage.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's saying CM Punk has signed with WWE, so that's just been a fact now.
He said that considering wrestling actually makes him nauseous. He gets very tense. He has no desire to wrestle. And this is interesting, and Connor had touched on this, and as did you before, that the same way that 2K Games was able to get other legends to return previously, the Ultimate Warrior and Sting involved with WWE, Fox is the one that is employing him, I guess, not WWE.
Yeah, he's going to comment. He's going to do a show on wrestling on Fox.
About WWE.
About WWE.
He's back in the WWE, but he's more or less just under their umbrella, but Fox is who he's responding to. They're signing his paychecks.
Right.
He's going to be more or less an analyst, and the current host on the show are Renee Young and Booker T. Kathy Kelly will also be contributing on the show, but CM Punk is certainly going to be the draw, I think, for people to go ahead and check that out. And this will air, ready for this, every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1. So now we have something every day of the week for those that don't watch Impact.
Jesus Christ, man. It's going to be airing right when I start Throwdown.
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
Fuck them. I'll get more ratings than them.
No doubt about it. But I'm happy.
Real quick.
I like Punk as an analyst. I think it'll be fun.
I think it'll be really good. Like, he's going to be good. He's great at talking and at explaining things and doing certain things. He's just horrible at fighting people.
Yeah, in MMA, absolutely.
He doesn't know he's an idiot when it comes to fighting people.
When he had a few minor injuries during the Summer of Punk and his first title reign and whatnot, he kept going on commentary. And I also distinctly remember the night when the entire locker room went on strike because they didn't feel safe under Triple H's leadership, when that whole silly storyline was going on, the people power thing. And the only people that didn't cross the proverbial picket line was Sheamus, John Cena, and CM Punk. You had Sheamus and Cena wrestling, Triple H was the referee, and CM Punk took over commentary, and he was just friggin' hilarious solo by himself with all the little fourth wall breaks he was throwing in there. So ever since then, I was like, oh, I'd love to see him do this more often. And lo and behold, we're going to get, we're not getting commentary, but we're still getting him talking. So I'm glad he's back. It gets people to also kind of slow down on the will and when he rumors.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird lackluster return in a way, though. It's not like he comes out on Raw, look out. Like it's like he's just hosting a show on FS1.
He's got to come out at some point, even if he just comes out on SmackDown. He's still back. He's back in the WWE. He's not wrestling, but his music hits. He comes to the ring and talks for a second. I guarantee he's going to do something like that at some point.
I'd like to slap him right on his face.
They're going to have him advertise this TV show when it's premiering.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I certainly can picture him coming to the ring, just like they do with other celebrities and Ms. TV segment, something like that. And our mystery guest. Oh, then CM Punk's music hits. The crowd orgasms. He comes down to advertise the show. I can't. How could they not utilize him? That would be such a ratings get. CM Punk back, comes to the ring. Even like we always said, just to have him talk in AEW would have been huge.
You're right.
The one thing that I'm most interested today, we've heard this for a while, but for some reason today, there's been a lot more being discussed about Edge, and WWE privately discussing Edge's in-ring return. The article I'm referencing is on Ringside News, but I've seen it discussed between insiders and people on Twitter. Also, Wrestling Observer had discussed it as well, saying that there's a lot of private talk about Edge, wrestling again. He recently got a new deal by negotiating with both sides, and WWE gave him a significant offer. He's not certain if he can receive medical clearance. There apparently has been a lot of discussions privately behind closed doors, and nothing's confirmed. They're trying to see if something like in lieu of what Daniel Bryan did would be possible for Edge. So,
I mean, I would think that if Edge comes back, he wouldn't wrestle a whole lot at all. He'd be like Sting, kind of when Sting type of thing. Yeah,
something even like a Saudi, deal. I wouldn't want to see him there, but when the big stars come back for something, Batista at Mania, he did the one match, he was done. I could see him doing something like that where it's only a couple of matches. I think Sting was you said the better example, but Sting did 2 matches total.
Yeah. I
feel
like
that worked out.
And they always make it worse than it is with these, like Shawn Michaels. When he left, he was like, I'll never wrestle again. My back is broken. Everybody said that about him, and he would never be back. And with Edge, it was like, I can never wrestle again, blah, blah. So it's always like, and I know it's bad for him. It is. Edge has a pretty bad situation, and so did Shawn. But they really, like completely sell you on, like, I will never be back. Let me play a donation, see if you can hear the sound.
Super Chat. Party.
John Montgomery.
Shout out to JCS. Tommy, be scared. I know you're.
Yeah.
All right.
I know you're something. John Montgomery, thanks for the $1.99. John Montgomery shouting out to Tommy NC 2010. So if Tommy's listening, there he is. Oh, I also want to say to people, if anybody out there has a podcast or wants to talk wrestling or whatever and hook up with me, please message me or send me your podcast or your whatever the hell you say on email, joecronenshow@yahoo.com, or just tweet me, DM me, whatever the hell. And, we'll add you to the rotation because I'm looking for some people to add here on Out of Nowhere for the weeks that we don't have Connor and stuff like that, because he's going to get a lot more busier. He's missed a lot of weeks. He's very busy. So I'd like to have a new person step in here.
Man. Here we go.
So hit me up with your stuff.
Here we go.
Gooner Cheese fan, what up?
No.
Cardinals won, and Blues raised the cup banner last night. Bruins suck.
Hey, you know what, Gooner Cheese fan? Go fuck yourself and die, motherfucker. How about that? How about the Red Sox face your Cardinals in the World Series again and you lose? Huh? How about that? How about you watch Bob Orr score on your St. Louis Blues again, you moron? How about the Rams leave your shitty state? How about that? How about the Rams leave your shitty state? And how about the Patriots beat the Rams again in the Super Bowl? How about that? How about 2-0, bitch? How about 2-0? And how about the Cardinals get beaten by the Red Sox again? How about that? You 1-1. Relax yourself. Capital murder state of the country.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. By the way, the Bruins won.
Look at this stuff.
The Bruins won tonight.
A little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
I normally listen to Out of Nowhere Thursday mornings, and I've actually called thinking it's live now for the first time ever. I can listen live and try to call in and probably not get through. Oh well, fuck it, have a great show.
Will Tactics, thanks man. That must be so weird, dude. Yeah, I had someone else say the other day that, oh man, Thursday morning and Friday I listen Out of Nowhere at work, and now I gotta wait till Friday for sure. And I'm like, yeah, that is weird, I guess, huh? It is weird, man. It's a whole different routine for all of us.
Basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Your goddamn face.
Randy Orton is going to challenge The Rock to a match tomorrow night for WrestleMania.
Wow,
yeah,
really?
that seems to be the talk. He issued the challenge on Twitter, so...
Oh, Magpul Mike, thank you for the $10, my friend.
It's the Costanza said, "Oh dear God," when he sent me the
who the fuck wants to see that?
Tweet. Orton said, "I'll see you'll be at SmackDown. How about you and I have a discussion? Who's the greatest third generation of all time?" And we answer that question April 5th in Tampa at WrestleMania 36. A Viper's sense of smell is unmatched. I smell what you're cooking.
They've already done
that.
This.
Was so cheesy and corny, and that was like just butt plug central. Not fun at all.
I mean, The Rock is already. The Rock.
Yeah, who wants to see that?
The Rock's already destroyed him. Look, right? Remember this?
Sit down and meet, but damn, I gotta say, you came out, you interrupted The Rock, you ran your mouth. I thought you were gonna come out and say, "Hey, good to see you, man. Hey, you like my belt?" or something like that. So I must agree. 15,000 of The Rock's hometown fans calling you. You are an asshole. Oh no! Soul Man Rocky Johnson whooping. Cowboy Bob Orton, yeah, with the cast on his hand. I remember that. And I also remember some cat named Soul Man Rocky Johnson whooping your daddy's ass. What's that? More than that, your big fat ass grandmammy, your mammy, they all complain. Hell, The Rock's grandmama, his mama right there, slapped the lips off all two of them bitches.
Rock's grandma.
The Rock's already run through all the family history here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see him come back tomorrow. I am, honestly.
Eh.
I know it's a one night thing, but I always love him on the microphone. It's fun. I know it's I have tempered expectations for the night, but it's a one night thing. It'll be enjoyable, and then we smell what he's cooking. Bang.
Tempered expectations. No, I don't care. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be fun. The Rock, it's gonna be cool, but like, I don't know.
Those are my favorite sketches.
Rock versus Orton, though, dude. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's have Rock versus Austin. How about that? Fourth time.
Do it a fourth time,
Do it a fourth
I'm all
time.
about it.
And honestly, I'd believe that The Rock would win that probably because he's in better shape. I don't know. Austin's pretty well off
Austin
right
looks better than I thought he would look at this point in time. So
yeah. Speaking of that, let's take a phone call. He looks good. Here comes the first phone call of Out of Nowhere, episode 172. 224, hello.
224, hello.
Oh, God.
Joe, fuck you in that fat ass.
All right, you fucking faggot, idiot, retard. Calls every fucking show. You just caused me to tell you to listen to some music right now. I'm going to go take a piss. Enjoy this music while I pee. You fucking retard faggot.
Christmas time.
Gotta get the gifts. Santa's on his way. I wanna make a porn in Santa's sleigh. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. Let's get it on. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. It's a Christmas song.
It's Christmas time.
This is a fucking Christmas song. Claus!
My voice is fucked up from last night, man. Whoa.
It's Christmas time.
They had AU advertising before the Joker movie tonight. Looked sweet on the giant screen. Joker was amazing, by the way.
Wow, dude, I've heard that from other people. DC Derek, that's crazy, dude. Thank you for the $12.25 donation. It's almost, we're kind of making our way towards Christmas time. But holy shit, dude, fucking everyone else is telling me that too. So, you know, Justin Bailey's going to see Joker on Friday. I wonder if they'll have AEW before that one. He was asking me about how the show was the other day, and I think he'll be pleasantly surprised by that. So good luck to Bailey, and hope he enjoys seeing the Joker movie, man. That's going to be cool.
Looks so good.
I just brought Jake back on. I can hear you now, baby. What's up?
Now that I can't hear the sounds.
Oh,
At least if the asshole
yeah.
callers are going to call in, don't kill the sounds.
Yeah, taking that guy's call killed the sounds on Skype, so yeah, you can't hear them, yeah. But you know what? Now I'm just taking donations, so I'm not putting up with last night again, dude. I'm not putting up with faggot, fat piece of shit cunt bags who aren't funny. Like fucking come up with a fucking funny troll. Like seriously, dude, like that's the thing is like I'm down with funny like jokes and shit like that. I'm down with like hilarious shit like, you know, fuck you, Joe, or something weird like, you know, like anything, like even the Drew's mama joke guy, that guy's hilarious. Like that shit's funny. Yeah. Like, but just like the same thing over and over again. I'm gonna call the whole show and say Jake is a fat piece of shit. It's like, dude, that's not.
I'm as skinny as they come.
That's not even funny anymore. Like it's not funny anymore, dude. Like come up with something else.
Come up with something better.
Like it's not funny, and you're the only one getting through. So you know what? Fuck you. Fuck callers. Fuck everyone, dude. I'm in a bad mood today anyway, dude. I fucking all day with this shit, with all this shit that's going on. Like, you know what? Fuck off, man. I won't take any calls. I'll take fucking super chats and donations. Feel free to donate in super chat. When we're out of
if you want to call me fat with a super chat, I'm all about that.
Yeah, go fuck off and die.
That rhymed. Well, fuck boy.
I mean, dude, like I've had funny ass troll callers before that are funny. Like,
yeah,
that say
we've had
funny
great
shit.
calls that are, you know, fucking around and having a good time. We're all about having a good time.
But goddamn, man, every call, like you're just a fat faggot retard who needs to die.
At least if you gotta be fat, you gotta be funny. You know. Shout out to Beersy in the chat. Been here for 6 years strong.
Yeah,
fucking
you're
right, Beersy.
I hope that guy that called, I hope he gets cancer in the pancreas, and then his mother eats his pancreas in front of him as he dies slowly. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I mean, all day yesterday on the fucking review, that guy called all throughout the review from 100 different numbers. It's fucking.
That's all they got to do.
My God,
they have no life. That's their form of entertainment.
I mean, you know.
Hey, so what are you gonna do? Yeah, I was there when Edge announced his retirement. I was shocked. I didn't see it coming when we heard he had issues with his neck, but I also had the same cervical fusion on my C-spine that he did as well. So I don't have the spinal stenosis as to the level he did, but you know, my spine inverted, and I understand, you know, it's painful. So I don't, like Daniel Bryan had a different issue with the concussion syndrome, and that, you know, that they were able to use new age methods and different sciences to get him back in the ring. You know, the friggin' chamber that he was in for all that time helped with the headaches, and you know, I just don't know how they fix a surgical issue with your spine to get him cleared into the ring. Medicine's advanced. I know that. I mean, there's new miracles and wonders every day, but I just don't see how they can fix his neck.
Yeah, I am highly confused by how in the world. But I mean, I'm more confused. I'm like, Daniel Bryan felt like a more dire situation than anybody, but I get how he came back. I don't get at all how Edge can come back. Like I'm very confused.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's pretty much a permanent issue. That's surgical. That's I don't know if that can be remedied. That's the same thing that, you know, Tommaso Ciampa just came back from, and he was, you know, able to work through his issue. They caught it early on enough, and his surgery was very advanced as well. So it's a dangerous thing. You know, you end up paralyzed, and that was the problem with Edge. They said, you know, if you took the wrong bump or the wrong type of move, you could end up paralyzed or dead. So
yeah,
I just don't see.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look at the people.
Look at
Look at whatever the fuck, Tyson Kidd.
Tyson Kidd, yeah.
Look at the people that have died random neck things. Remember the guy, the Conan? Rey Mysterio, right, was in the ring with the guy when he died in the ring as his neck broke, and they don't even know how that really, he fell into the rope and he broke his neck or something. It's like that could be something where that happens. Get back in the ring, man. Get back in the ring. You okay, man? What the fuck?
Yeah,
There's lots of people
Pedro
watching.
Aguayo, you know, and
Pedro, get back in the ring, man. Get back in the ring. The people are watching, man. Wake up. Get back in the ring. He's dead, Conan. He's dead. Nah, man, he's not dead. Get back in the ring, man. Wake up, man. Wake up. No, he's dead.
The actual cause of death on his, coroner's report was a stroke, though.
Who?
For Pedro Aguayo with Rey Mysterio. They listed it as a stroke, but it was a stroke caused from the impact on the rope. So, the impact caused some type of like cardiac tamponade, where the aorta blasts air or blood vessel, blood too fast up, and it causes a stroke in your brain. And
Jesus, man, it was so weird. It was weird. It was awful to watch.
Very, just 1 in a billion type scenario for that to happen.
I mean, it was
very
like.
rare.
It was just awful. And then Conan, like, I don't know how, like, him trying to roll the guy back, and they're like, get back in the ring, man. Hey, man, get back in the ring where people are watching. Wake up, man. What the fuck? Wake up. Oh, he's fucking, it's like, dude, he's dead. What are you doing, Conan? Stop. Stop, Conan.
Super chat.
What if they killed his turkey left finger medium dark skin tone thinking face?
Mike Emelto, thanks for the donation, man. DC Derek is the top guy right now with that belt, and I want to thank the new subs, Mr. HBK. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. He's pouring a beer right now for us. Right now, Jake.
He's having a drink. Tall boy.
Get back in the ring. Get back in the ring. Super chat. Sorry. Super chat.
And ate our children. Turkey left finger medium dark skin tone thinking face.
Yeah. Absolutely, guys. What's up, man? We're talking about AEW. We really haven't gotten into anything yet. We've kind of thrown some things out there, stopped and started. We'll get into it in a second here. We got to break these ratings down. John Montgomery.
I know your number, Tommy. Arrest me, Hogo Bruins.
Jesus. Oh, the Bruins did win tonight, though, baby. I like it.
Hello, Tommy.
Tommy. It's me, Tommy.
One time I did that so good that somebody was like, it's Joe or whatever.
Yeah.
And then but several times Tommy's on my show and that guy calls him and I'm sitting here like, it's like retarded.
Yeah, you can see you not talking. Well, you're a ventriloquist. We know you don't even have to move your mouth anymore.
It's me. We're doing the Cookie Monster voice, Tommy.
It's like that's like
annoying.
one of the.
I got called endlessly too. I know it's annoying, but
yeah, Jake got really harassed.
You turn your ringer off. Oh, it's on airplane mode. Well, it's still buzzing, so you're doing something wrong there.
Right. So let's take a look at the
NXT killed themselves last night. Really quick, before we go into the madness, I'm just baffled by this because they pulled out all the stops and like we said, they won by as far as the wrestling goes. AEW, we both agreed last night, had the better show as far as like the storylines, theatrics, the overall appeal. NXT, I don't know if you were able to catch it.
I did. I've seen it all now. I've seen NXT top to bottom. I didn't get a review, which I'm sorry. But my fucking life was fucked today.
It's one of those days. But yeah, the matches certainly, I think, were a bit better than AEW. We'll get there with AEW, but it still wasn't bad by any means on AEW. I'm just saying NXT shined a bit more. But here's the issue. Candice LeRae injured. So it's reported that she suffered a neck contusion. She's listed as day-to-day. Shane Thorne has an AC sprain in his loss to Johnny Gargano. Kyle O'Reilly injured his shoulder during the main event match, and he has an AC sprain. He is currently listed as day-to-day as well.
They literally killed themselves.
Matt Riddle is not medically cleared for action. We're not specifically sure what his injury might be. Someone said that it might be a bad concussion.
Jesus.
So they fucked themselves up to put themselves over as best they could last night. And it wasn't like they were being unsafe either. It's just, they went out there and left it all on the mat. So hot damn, it was brutal. But yeah, that championship match, top to bottom, amazing. I enjoyed that so thoroughly, and especially being such a huge Finn Balor fan, I was not expecting him to come out, and WWE even released T-shirts for it. You know, it says Finn, you know, but the N turns into NXT, and it says, you know, this is real. And I'm so glad. Some people view it as a demotion. I don't at all. My favorite version of Balor in WWE was in NXT. And now we get to go ahead and see him, you know, back immediately in the main event scene. He's going to take on Adam Cole. I mean, the feud possibilities are endless. You know, he's going to work well with the younger talent and you know, elevate people as time goes on. I think it's just a great, you know, great idea all around.
What? Well, I don't know why you got timed out, Old Man Davey. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Oh, I hit his by accident when I was trying to hit somebody else, and I can't undo it. So.
Oh, okay, all right, that makes, because I'm like, he just drew wheelchairs. Like, what the fuck? He's showing me that he just drew wheelchairs.
Yeah,
no,
I hit it when I was trying to time somebody else out, and you can't undo it. So you got to sit there for 300 seconds. Sorry.
Oh, my bad, man. I'm sorry. I thought you. I was like, I didn't fucking time anything out. All right, I get it.
Chat doesn't let you undo it.
Sorry if you get timed out. I mean, you know, if you do, it does suck. It's happened to me before. I've been in other people's streams. One time this guy timed me out, and the guy has 900-second timeout. All because I said, like, probably Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, and Trump got me timed out. And I said, wait a minute, you have Trump as one of your words that gets you timed out for 900 seconds, but Hillary's okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, like, I don't care either way, but, like, that's kind of weird. Like, this. So then I'm sitting there, like, I can't type, and I'm like, what the fuck? So when I was able to type again, I go, you know, you're really a pussy. You know, like, and he was like, I don't want political talk in my chat. And I'm like, well, then why is Hillary Clinton not banned? You know, like, we just have Trump banned. I was like, but I don't even care either way. But I got in a fucking, dude, I go, dude, I hope you ban me. And I was a supporter of his. Every once in a while, I'd even chuck him like 100 bits or something like that, whatever. And I went, you know, fuck you and your SJW channel, and I hope you die, you fat neckbeard piece of crap. And he was like, okay, well, I don't know what, because he's like a really dorky Diablo guy. In fact, I have it on video. I actually videotaped it because I recorded it. Because I was just like, what a loser! Like, dude, you're the biggest loser here. He's like, that guy wants to give his political opinions. He can go somewhere else. I'm like, no, I don't want to give my political opinions. I said a joke in the chat, and then it exposed the fact that you have certain politicians banned, and I thought it was funny. I don't know. It was fucking hilarious, though.
It is funny though, just to see people break down. I can unban people, but I can't untime out anybody.
Yeah, you can't.
And I don't ban anybody, as you see. So,
it's weird. I don't know, Davey. My bad.
I went ahead and I timed out the wrong person and the right person.
Dude, my fucking arm is killing me, dude. I bashed my arm by accident earlier into a screw sticking out of my door. But yeah, let me get back to these numbers here. Take a look at these numbers here. We got NXT's first episode, 1.79 million viewers, which I think we thought was pretty good because
because I was assuming a 1.5 initially for that, and I was off, but they still went over 1 million. Which you didn't think that was going to happen. You thought they were going to be pretty much where they were at now.
Yeah, they fell in about the middle. You know, I thought 800,000. You thought 1.5, so they fell about in the middle of that, almost 1.2. Then the next week they sunk down to 1, which is expected, and I think maybe we expected it to drop again, you know, around to that. I think 800,000 is where it's going to live. It makes sense to me. As I said, I think the weekly program, I really believe the weekly program got about 300,000 to 400,000 viewers. I think that this other half is coming from people that wouldn't normally watch every week, like that night. You know what I mean? Everyone's tuning in, so it's a different thing. I
forget the numbers that when I looked up their stock option like manual that they had.
Yeah,
it was over that. I think would we say like 470?
Maybe, yeah.
Was their weekly?
That makes sense.
I think that was it.
That makes about sense. I get that. So that
big PDF they put together for people that have like the quarterly stock analysis. Like if you have stock in WWE, they send you the big report package, and that was in there.
Yeah,
it showed like current subscribers, but it wasn't media, weekly viewings, and I think it was like just under 500,000.
But here's my opinion of this. I don't think that anyone really did a lot to say like watch next week because of this. You know, I really don't think a lot of people did a good enough job doing that. I don't think either company did. Like I really believe that. I mean, I think AEW had more excitement that like what the hell is going to happen next week. We got this tag team tournament. We got Jericho. Is this a faction? What's going on here? Jack Hager's here. So like there's kind of like this like what's going to happen next week vibe all because of the buzz. So they created a cliffhanger with buzz. But As far as NXT goes, they tried to do the same thing. Like, okay, Finn Balor's here, but Finn Balor's been in WWE, but he's back in NXT. So okay, Finn Balor's back in NXT. So what does that mean exactly that Finn Balor's back in NXT? But what other than that, I mean, Tommaso Ciampa's back, so that happens. So both companies kind of gave you these sort of cliffhangers, but not really. Like, there's no stories that like can't wait for next week's story. To continue on what happened here. It's more of sort of like, the buzz cliffhanger. If that makes any sense. I'm like making these rules up as I go. But like,
no, I understand what you're getting at, though.
Yeah, what's this? I mean, there's no stories of like, wow, this happened, now that's going to happen, this happened. I mean, maybe prove me wrong. Someone I know believes there was nothing to hang on was Dave Meltzer. He said that.
Yeah, which baffled me. I figured he would have, because usually he's all about New Japan and independence and anti-WWE, I want to say, basically. Like, he'll give if he saw the same match by people, but it was labeled, one was WWE and one wasn't, even though it was the same wrestler, same match, he would give the non-WWE one more stars.
Yeah, he's saying that there's no cliffhanger for next week. There's nothing to continue on both brands. He said that on his show.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a little bit of one. It's just not. There's no individual rivalries that we feel like are doing that yet. I don't think
it's not prevalent yet.
But maybe we are with the Elite and Jericho. That's the question there.
I think they're trying to build slowly. They did a great job in the beginning with Cody, and Sammy. Oh, they're going to shake hands. Things are going to work out. And then look at that at the end of the night. Oh, I'm an evil bastard. They're having people turn already. We have this faction, as you mentioned, develop with Jericho being the lead. That's really interesting. They were trying to decimate and destroy the Elite. We have to see what's going to happen with Nyla Rose, with the women's division. Even the interaction with her and Kenny Omega was odd. So is there anything that's going to come of that? And then we have the tag division that they're having a huge focus on next week. So, I mean, there is a decent amount of story going forward. They even had SCU with their promos, so we know that match is coming forward. It's going to take a bit. It is, but
well, let me see what the people are saying real quick based on this, because the ratings are really interesting. And is AEW's ratings going to go up? Are they going to go down? Probably going to go down right now. I would think that everybody's going to fall for a few weeks, and then it will start to like plane out, and then maybe we'll start seeing little rises and dips, and we'll see how things go from there.
Super chat.
Meltzer did say Punk can work WWE Fox show and AEW.
Meltzer did say that Punk can work both. Okay, that's weird. That just seems that just doesn't seem like.
What if the faggot sadist turkey left finger thinking face?
Oh God, Mike Amilto. By the way, Mike Amilto, there's a trailer coming out for this new movie, and tell me that's not Tommy NC in the trailer. Like, I mean,
I thought that was.
What is going on?
Fook through rant line. I am coming twinkle dose.
The Goon. Fook Drew rant line. I'm coming twinkle dose. Really, Drew? Wait a minute, Goon. You're gonna drop a rant line? Is that what you're saying? Is that dude? Are you serious?
Super chat.
Fuck the cake.
That way.
Fuck the cake. What are you talking about?
Fuck cake.
Corwin Eberly. What up, Corwin Eberly? Fuck the cake.
Fuck the
like
cake.
The birthday cake or the fucking what type of cake are you talking about?
All cake.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Bubbly.
Bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the
Let me
bubbly.
try cupcakes on my birthday.
Bruins won and Jericho is at message watching the Rangers. Did you see it on Twitter? Just happy that AEW beat out NXT last night in the ratings, but shit man, did you see that Fox halftime show with Roman Reigns? Fox and WWE are so desperate for ratings, Jesus.
Yeah, I really haven't seen that yet. I'm going to go check it out, Soundwave 92, and thank you for the donation, Soundwave. Yeah, apparently Jericho, they showed Jericho WWE Superstar at the hockey game. But that,
yeah, at the Rangers game.
That looks like him when he was younger. Like, that didn't even look like, I didn't think that was real. Make it rain, everybody. Look at this.
If it wasn't for the guy with the AEW shirt on to his right.
Long time follower, love your shows. What's up, Jake? We share the same first name. Who do you think is going to win between Cody versus Jericho for the title?
Jericho! Cody versus Jericho for the title, baby.
Yeah, this is what we were kind of contesting back and forth. We were curious how Jericho's schedule was going to play into him retaining the title. Remember we had mentioned between his touring and other obligations. We said would that play a part in him being able to retain as champion?
Right.
There was a story originally, which, you know, we were savants of wrestling apparently, because we said it for a while. Why did they choose Jericho as champion?
Yeah,
we knew why.
Yeah.
And this story, I can't talk today. This story, excuse me, from the New York Post went ahead and just confirmed everything that we had assumed to be correct. Matt Jackson told the New York Post that we felt if we want somebody, we wanted someone to be the identity of this company. It had to be the most famous guy who everyone knows, and it's Chris Jericho. He just so happens to be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So not only did they get the person with the most exposure, but they got the person they felt was, you know, one of the best. It was dual-fold for them. But we knew, you know, well, how come they didn't go with Hangman Page? How come, you know, they decided to go, you know, all the speculation. It just came down to the fact that Jericho's the easiest to recognize, and you have to give it to him. Everything he does is just pure gold. I had a few discussions with people on Twitter today about that. Everything he even the things he falls into, like a stupid hot dog being thrown in the ring.
Yeah, it's
you know, the bubbly meme got them so much attention. Trailbound said it before. You know, everything with the hot dog now being memed with the who let the dogs out and stuff. That gets him more attention, more eyes on the product.
Did you see Jericho tweet out, "Here we go again"? Like, it's
yep,
hot dog.
He knew right away. So I mean, everything he does is just gold, no matter what.
Speaking of gold, who's going to take home the digital gold today of the largest donation during this stream? We're going to find out. But right now, it's DC Derek with the $12.25. Thank you to DC Derek. Boom, looking beautiful on that screen. So we got a 1.4 for AEW, which is climbing the ladder, man, of, like, you know, again, it feels like it's not as big as WWE yet, but it feels like it's bigger than NXT. And I'm not saying it was better, because the wrestling on NXT was better, but it felt like NXT was like on, you know, in some like little barn somewhere or something. And
yeah, I mean, the crowd certainly added to the atmosphere, but it certainly felt much smaller. No pyro, much smaller entrance ramp, you know, smaller crowd. It looked to be not. It didn't just look like a lesser scale. It certainly felt like it too.
The oohs and ahs that we had, you know, during the NXT shows at the beginning were so guttural. Like, there was some guttural, like, fucking people, like, going, like, ah, like, when the moves were happening. Like, I'm telling you, man, I've never heard some people like that. Like, it was crazy. They were like, yeah. Dude, I thought
that's why it was smart for them to stay at Full Sail.
Yeah, I thought that, you know, like, oh, God, what's his name? I always forget his name. The bro guy. I always forget his name.
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle. Yeah. Why do I always forget Matt Riddle's name? Matt Riddle. I always forget. And Matt Riddle, I thought he killed Adam Cole or something. Because I was like, dude, what are these people? What is going on right now? You know, the people were screaming so much. Like, I was
like I said, when they had that great, like, succession of moves I was talking about, you know, with the great near fall, it was incredible. Everything that came out of the corner, and the timing was executed so perfectly, and the crowd's reaction was priceless. That's when the Fight Forever chant started.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And that was definitely probably the best match that happened. But, you know, somebody said that they thought the Cody match with Sammy was bad. I was like, what do you want? I felt like they were crazy, because I felt like, to me, that was the best match of the night. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe people thought...
It wasn't bad at all.
Maybe people thought Pac was the best night, but Cody's entrance at the fireworks coming out, the crowd just being lit, and then him and Sammy, I thought had a good match. Like, I thought they... And I don't even like Sammy. He came out there with that fucking tiger thing on, like a fucking fruit.
Panda head, whatever it is.
Yeah, dude, this guy looked like a fruitcake and a half, and he was like, with his tongue out. Like, dude, can anyone tell me what the fuck Sammy Guevara fucking does? Does he like fucking, I mean, does he make money sucking cock in the locker room?
He's a big fan of the World Wildlife Fund, you know?
Yeah, I
he
mean,
likes
like,
to tongue pandas' assholes.
What the fuck is this guy wearing? Like, I mean, I'm like, dude, this guy looks like a fucking...
I know you want to stand out, but it doesn't... At least if your character backs it up, then it's a different story.
He looks like a fucking idiot.
He doesn't have any character yet.
His character, dude. If I look at this guy, like, in his promo where he stuck his tongue out, and I look at this thing that he's wearing, and then, like, how he keeps sticking his tongue out. That's like his thing, and his stupid face. Like, I would tell you that I think that this guy is a guy that has sex with male animals. Like, I'm not even I'm not kidding. It's not supposed to be funny. Like, it's not me taking a shot at somebody. It's I'm swear to God to you, like,
Sammy Bestiality Guerrero.
Like, dude, I'm serious. I think this guy, like, fucks animals and only male ones because he's like gay for animals or something. Like, he doesn't. Like, he seems like a weird fucking weirdo. Like, I'm not kidding.
It's funny how much of a hard-on Scampoli has for him too. You know, that's like,
really.
Yeah,
how do you even know that?
The shit out of me.
Look at this guy.
It's that tongue thing is certainly like a TikTok. I sound like such a boomer old man when I'm like, oh, the kids on their TikTok, but it's such a youth thing. You see them all with the eye roll and the tongue out. I mean, and that shit just drives me nuts.
Does he think he's a chick or something? What is going on? Is he gay?
I don't know.
If he is, then like
he has a very effeminate voice. It doesn't matter if he is, but I'm
what I'm saying is, if he's gay, I get it. If he's not, I'm confused. Yeah, like if he's gay, I get this, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. That's because that's like something a girl would kind of do. Like, so I get it, but like if he's not, I'm like, what is he doing? What is this?
Yeah, because he was a AAA cruiserweight champion for a while. So
I mean, he's a weird fuck.
He was in Lucha Libre AAA and was their cruiserweight champion. So.
But my point of this is, he did all that and made me think, like, who is this idiot? And then he comes out there and fucking does awesome. And then I go, oh, now I get him. You know what I mean? Because nobody built him up as what he's doing or like what he is or anything whatsoever. I got no exposition or background about this guy whatsoever. So I have no idea what he's about. All I know is he's really young, looks douchey, and also has this fucking dumb tongue thing that he does, and he looks like an idiot. I mean, he still looks like an idiot, but he can wrestle so much that, like, whatever. You know? But this thing he's doing here is, and the best ever? How generic is that? Oh, he calls himself the best ever, but he also does this weird gay thing with his tongue, and then he has a fucking panda on his head. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, create some, like, what are you talking about? What are you?
Yeah, when I look through, to find out, I know Sonny Kiss is openly gay. Nyla Rose is bisexual.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it doesn't say anything about Sammy except for him.
Well, I think Sammy, you need to just fucking add yourself to the list, bro.
They said they wanted to have the most diverse roster and change the world with an LGBTQ roster. So.
Well, but he's an ass. He eats ass. That's what he does. He eats panda ass.
More power to him.
What is this? Like, this is so weird, dude.
Like I said, such a boomer thing. Like, get off my lawn, but that shit drives me nuts. The pink-haired TikTok chick,
I mean, I get it. Like, I guess it does work as a heel because it makes people mad. It's triggering me right now. So that's a heel thing, like to stick your tongue out at the crowd and to stick your tongue out in photos. I guess that's like a douchey heel thing. You know what I mean? So that makes sense, I suppose, if you're trying to, like, how can I look like to give you the impression I am a heel and to make you feel like mad at me and stuff like that. And so maybe that's the reason. And it's working on me. It's making me not like him. And I love Cody Rhodes. So right here, he's got me. So now I'm starting to praise the guy. You know what I mean? The fucking panda thing on the head, maybe that's another douchey thing where most people are going to be like, the fuck is that? What an idiot. You know, so he's trying to get people to hate him. I get it. So that's him, like, in his mind, he's like, I'm going to do the most douchey things possible because most men are going to get mad at it and most guys and whatever, and I'm a younger dude and all that stuff. Maybe that's in his mind and it's genius then. Because then that's a great idea. Like, he's like, I'll do.
Yeah, I think you're giving him too much credit, but maybe.
Maybe I'm giving this all too much credit, and this guy's like, this is cool. See, that's what I feel like. I'm worried that maybe the guy actually thinks this is cool and shit, which it's not. So people think you're a douchebag. But like, it's sort of the same thing that happened to Shawn Michaels. When I was a kid, I loved Shawn Michaels, by the way. I loved the fuck out of Shawn Michaels. But there were these older men that didn't like Shawn, that hated the guy, and that always complained about him because he came out with the hearts on and the mirrors and the gay limo driver looking thing and the earrings. And, manly guys who watch wrestling, if you can even be a manly guy and watch wrestling, would be like, that guy's a fag. You know, what is he doing? Dancing and shaking his ass. Like, ugh. And it was usually like a jealousy thing. People were just like, whatever. So, like, I feel like I'm getting that. I've become that guy who's, like, upset. So maybe I'm just triggering myself here and being a douchebag. But I mean, you can't honestly not look at the guy and be like, what is he doing with a bear on his head and he's sticking his tongue out? Like, it's really, like, he looks like a fucking idiot.
He's straight. He has a girlfriend, according to several people in chat.
This is the biggest, like, this might be the biggest retard thing I've ever seen.
His girlfriend's name is JD. Melvin in the chat said, Nyla is transgender, not bisexual.
Yeah,
Nyla Rose came out and said, I'm the triple threat. I'm a person of color, I'm transgender, and bisexual.
Yeah.
So, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm just reading her quote.
And
Don't
she
come at
sucks
me.
in the ring, too. How about that? How about I gave
there
her a
were
match?
so many botches, but still the match ended up just, I think because she didn't win, you know, she defied expectations. I certainly had it set as her walking out as champion, so.
Dude, like, I don't know.
I didn't give Riho a fighting chance there, honestly.
I'm sorry, Sammy Guevara, if you ever hear this, man. Like, you're great in the ring, though. You did a great job the other night. I thought your opening match was wonderful. It's a great way to start a show. If you could have added, like, the NXT match with Matt Riddle to the AEW show, and then maybe taken the women, and then switched the women's matches, you would have had a show that was, like, fucking off, dude. It would have been epic.
11 out of 10 show.
Dude, it would have been epic.
No exaggeration.
Right? Like, seriously, and that's what we said that might happen. We were worried about that. I was certainly worried about that being the case. But, yeah, Sammy Guevara, what the fuck is he doing, man? He looks like a fucking idiot. I don't know. He's so annoying. Like, I don't know what it is. But it works. Again, like I said. I mean, I'm annoying. I think people look at me and think that way about my pubic face. So, like, you know, it is what it is. Let me go back to the calls real quick. I just had to go off on a tangent about that. Guy wears a fucking bear on his head. That's like a thing chicks wear, those things. Those animal fucking bodies and heads. Like, dude, I've seen like YouTuber girls be like, look at my fucking...
He's a YouTuber as well, I guess. He's a vlogger. So.
Yeah, I want to throw up on that.
There's a real triple threat.
Well, I bet you I've had a YouTube longer than you, Sammy. You piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding. Does anybody not understand that my gimmick now is like being a douchebag who's like jealous of everybody? Is like, if you like, does anybody pick up on that yet? I mean,
I think it's split.
Yeah, some people get it. Okay,
people in the know enjoy it, and the people not think it's.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you hate it. Like, it's like, yeah, it's a fucking. Oh, let me go take a look at his video. Okay, let's see. Let's go take a look at one of his videos.
While you're searching for that, one of the funniest things I've heard yet is that there's betting odds for what The Rock will do on SmackDown. When he'll say jabroni, if he says jabroni. What else do we have? If he'll book himself in a future match. So it's negative 300 that he will announce a match, plus 200 that he won't. They said, you know, how many times will he hit at the rock bottom? Yes is at plus 120. No is at 100 minus 160. Like all these different things if he hits the people's elbow as well. So you could bet on every aspect of what The Rock does on SmackDown.
This guy is a fucking douchebag.
So I'm gonna go private party. When are you getting your own Funko Pop? I think that's a better question for, you know, the Funko people. So ask them. If you could have any superpower, what would that be? Probably flying, man. I wouldn't have to go to the airports. I wouldn't have to deal with security.
Why the fuck are you wearing headphones around your neck? Why the fuck do you have fucking headphones around your neck? Why are you wearing a pink t-shirt with a bear with sunglasses on with headphones around your neck? And a fucking snow cap on your head with sunglasses on it. What the fuck is this guy?
It's trendy.
I could just fly to.
Benji's coming for you.
I'm gonna be 27 next year.
Of course, he loves cars.
I'm gonna be 27 next year. Are you guys gonna be 27? Wow, man, I'm gonna be 27. This guy looks like he's 18. 27? Are you
kidding?
He was
younger.
By the way, he looks like he puts lip gloss on.
I see myself being a lot bigger deal. So
yeah, like, bro, yeah, dude, this is gonna be crazy. Dude, let me tell you something. I've been in a lot of wrestling locker rooms. There's so many guys like this now, and they're all. I'm not saying Sammy is, because he does seem like he's actually a nice guy. I can sense this a lot of times with guys. I don't think Sammy's like this, I think he seems like he's pretty cool, but
I think he's just playing into his own character in his mind.
Maybe. And I mean, I'm a pretty big douchebag myself, but do you remember the guys in like football back in high school, maybe like some of the jockeys who were dickheads, and you talk to somebody, and you know when you talk to somebody who's like a condescending prick, and you're like, hey man, that was a great match tonight, good job man, that was wicked cool, dude, I watched it from over there, and they'll be like, oh yeah, cool, and they're like weird, and you're like, what the fuck, what a piece of shit. You can tell right away. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of those people I've run into. I ran into this one guy. I don't want to say his name yet. I don't want to call him out for it, but someday I'm going to call him out, I think, because I've been in the back locker room, and I've seen him about probably 15 times in my life, and he's a guy who's kind of making his way up a little bit, and I don't want to call him out yet, but he's just, man, he is a piece of shit person.
They're not fully narcissistic in the sense of like a showboat, but they are just so full of themselves. They're self-obsessed.
This guy's a prima donna.
They're not like a full narcissist where they think everything they do is perfect. It's not in that regard.
Not this guy. We're not talking about Sammy, by the way. We're talking about somebody else. No.
But it's like a common thing, you know, where they don't think that they're God's gift to everybody. They're just obsessed with themselves.
Yeah,
so they don't think that they're perfect. They don't think that it's not in that much of like, you know, they're not that vain. They don't have that much vanity.
I don't know, man.
But
this other guy might.
Like I said, they're not staring in the mirror being like, oh my God, I'm perfect. They're just constantly staring in the mirror, though. It's a different form of self-obsession that you see. It's interesting but odd at the same time. I'm just
trying to figure out why he's wearing headphones.
It just means we're getting old.
Yeah, this is me being 35, I guess.
Biggest motivation in this spot of crazy stuff I would do.
Imagine Jim Cornette roasting this guy. He'd be like, hey, and the fucking prick, he's got headphones on. What the fuck is that about? Is he listening to anything? Yeah, he'd be freaking out on this guy.
$50, and the amount of driving I would do for an opportunity is almost criminal, but I loved every second of it. Favorite anime?
But you got to remember, this guy's a star supposedly on a major wrestling TV show, and he opened up the night. You know what I mean? With Cody Rhodes, like
major opportunity.
If I was, I wish I could go back in time to when I was in wrestling school. Maybe to when just after I was in wrestling school, when I was getting booked, when I was starting to get booked. I would love to go back, and then and my ex-girlfriend, when she left me, instead of going on a 2-year like drinking binge and quitting wrestling, basically, even though I wanted to do it my whole life, I wish I became a wrestler, because God, I could have made it, because I would have been in shape, ripped, at 35 right now probably, and wrestling, and I probably would be somewhere, because these guys have the weirdest fucking personalities that are not characters. Nobody has these characters. You know what I mean? Cody Rhodes is the most over thing in AEW right now besides Jericho. But Jericho is the king of character. He comes up with this, he comes up with that, he comes up with this. People love him. Cody Rhodes is over like a motherfucker because number 1 is family, number 2 is journey, number 3 is wrestling and his personality, and on top of that, he sort of started and helped create all this stuff. So he's looked at in all these many ways and revered for all these different things for these reasons. And the Young Bucks are kind of revered because of their amazing matches, and they can talk and stuff like that. But a lot of these other guys are just like, yeah, it's great to be in AEW. It's going to be a good time. I've wrestled all over. What the fuck personality are you going to have? Other than the wrestling ability?
That's why I'm so in love with Bray Wyatt at this point, because he just hasn't shut it off. We saw him doing the weather earlier, you know, and even when he messes up, he still just doesn't break. It's great. The whole, you know, pre-ramble and everything building up to it. You know, that seems to be a rare breed for wrestling nowadays, where people are able to avoid breaking kayfabe.
Right.
And to what I was saying before too, I'm not saying don't be confident, but you don't need to be infallible either. You know, you can be wrong. You can experience growth. It just seems like that's missing.
Yeah, but anyway, to unbury Sammy Guevara, because I'm not trying to bury Sammy Guevara, by the way. I'm telling you, I was impressed. I started this conversation with people told me they thought that match sucked. I think they're crazy. I thought Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara got me pumped for the night. I was like, damn, that match was fun to begin the night. What a match.
I think people were upset, though, Joe, because Guevara got most of the offense in and then lost with a roll-up. You know, we're kind of used to that in WWE, but...
Yeah, but he didn't lose to a roll-up. Brandy Rhodes hit him in the fucking side of the ear and the head with her shoe, and he got knocked backwards. Then Cody hit him with a disaster kick and pinned him. It wasn't a roll-up.
I thought it was for the first match. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, Guevara lost because he whatever, they crashed into Brandy Rhodes. They were checking if she's okay, and then he leaned outside the ring to the ropes and fucking bam, she clubbed him in the face with her shoe, and he was like, oh, and he fucking rocked backwards, and then Cody hit him with a disaster kick. Maybe that wasn't the end. Am I crazy?
I thought he got rolled up at the end.
Maybe he did get rolled up.
I've seen so much wrestling at this point.
Yeah, it's all blurring together. You're right. He did kick out of that. It was a roll up later, but But I don't know. I have to go look at it again.
I thought he got rolled up at the end, and that's
it was.
I remember that being like the big point of contention for fans, saying like, "Oh, it
But it was after so much other offense.
Because
it was after so much. Well, it was after so much other, you know what I mean, damage was done that I didn't mind it. Like I was like, okay, that was unexpected.
The basic common complaint that I've seen is that, he basically landed more offense than Cody pretty much all the way straight through. And then, again, it was when he went for I think it was the shooting star press, and then Cody just, gets his knees up and rolled him over for the win. So
let me check it out. I'm looking at it right now. I'm just watching it.
Yeah, because it was the ending comes after the Spanish Fly. You get that really close near fall, and then he goes back up to the top and goes for the shooting star press, and then
Cody puts his knees up. Well, dude, I mean, he did a shooting star press. I'm not
arguing against it. I'm just saying people felt like.
Let me explain, and I'm not saying this to you, Jake. I'm saying this to whoever's saying this. This is crazy, dude. He goes up to the top rope, does a shooting star press. Cody Rhodes gets his knees up, smashes him in the chest with his knees, and then he rolls him up for victory. I think that's perfect. You could have lost on a cover. You could have lost on a cover there. He could have Cody could have put his knees up, Spanish shooting star press, and he lands on the knees on the stomach, and he could have fallen over. Cody could have pinned him right there, and I would have said that's a legitimate victory. And it wasn't just that; it was also a roll up after on top of the damage immediately. That is really fucking weird. That's weird nitpicking. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but in traditional wrestling, the heel does get in more of the offense because it makes you feel sympathy for the baby face. Who the fuck is out there saying this?
And they exemplified that greatly by having Brandy get attacked at first, essentially. That he was able to assault her without putting his hands on her directly. So
and by the way, that fruitcake should lose on a fruit roll up.
I'm saying, he pulled her into the path of the destruction, but he didn't assault her directly. He didn't slap her or hit her. He just pushed, basically pulled her into Cody's path. So,
I mean,
because after that's when he slammed Cody into the post while he was trying to check on Brandy. It was a great distraction option, and the whole match, the pacing was great. All the top rope maneuvers looked absolutely incredible. The standing shooting star press was really well done. I'm trying to go back into some of my notes from yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, anybody saying that, I mean, that's just crazy.
But I thought I had agreed with you that was match of the night.
For them, yeah.
I really liked the chaos of the main event, but that certainly wasn't...
Yeah, the main event was more of like fun. It's not going to be...
crash.
Yeah, it's not like this is a match that I'm going to give a score to. It's just going to be chaos that's kind of exciting to what's going to happen type of thing. It's not supposed to be this serious match.
Destiny 2 popping. Love you guys, Jake. Ignore the hate.
Yo, Triple M, thanks for the $2, man. Destiny 2 popping, huh? What does that mean?
Yeah. He's got the latest DLC for Destiny.
Oh, I didn't know if something... Whoa!
Oh, shit. Sith Negan.
What is happening? What is happening? What the fuck? Oh my god! I want you to jam it in. Whoa, it's in your bunghole. Whoa, it's in your bunghole. I want it jammed in my bunghole.
Sith Negan!
Omega Bomb to cheer up Sly Hustle J Sexy Jake DeMarco to get things back on track. Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana Ortiz as the Alpha Club, the Alpha Squad or the Alpha Alliance. Keep on bringing the entertainment, guys. Stay sexy.
Jericho! I can't do a scream right now. Yo, Sith Negan! Holy shit! Holy shit!
God damn. Yeah, it's like a new forming of the main event mafia, you know?
Yeah, it's the the AEW assholes. Sith Negan, man, thank you very much for the 200 bomb. Oh my god. Sith Negan. Damn. We got to put that in. Bear with me a minute here. Sith Negan. Holy shit. I don't think anyone's taking home the belt. Sorry, DC Derek. I think
you were the champ and you just got cashed in on, literally.
Yeah, I think Sith Negan is going to keep the 24-hour JCS championship at this point, unless someone else can somehow beat that. But wow, here comes another one. Wow.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick. You can suck it. You can fuck it. You can.
What's your favorite match on Sunday for Hell in a Cell?
Jake the Snake or Jack the Snake? I don't know. Jack the Snake.
Jack Snake.
First of all, thank you for the $9, Nueve. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it, boy. Thank you, brother.
There's only 3 matches.
Let me go pee real quick.
Listed.
Jake, take this. Yeah, they're fucking not really doing a good job of advertising that this is happening Sunday. I'm going to go pee myself. I'll be right back. But I would say the Bray Wyatt match is the one that we're looking forward to, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What the fuck else is there?
And essentially right now, we've got The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, taking on Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match for the Universal Championship. Then we have another Hell in a Cell match for the Raw Women's Championship. That's Becky Lynch taking on Sasha Banks. Bayley even went ahead and challenged Candice LeRae on Twitter. So, I mean, she's not having a match yet. I imagine we're going to get a lot announced at SmackDown Friday. That's going to kind of culminate the rest of the card. But then we have Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, the Mega Powers 2.0, taking on Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. I can't talk today, I swear. I'm all over the place. So, I mean, I think that'll be a good match overall. You know, the Bludgeon Brothers back again, the Wyatt family former. Yeah, I'm curious to see who goes out on top for that match. I really have a feeling that Luke and Eric will go ahead and come out on top. They'll take down the faces. It'll either be because Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns can't work together, or they just want to go ahead and they'll straight up win and just want to go ahead and keep, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan being a decimating force not to be trifled with. As far as the rest of the matches, I mean, I'm curious what we're going to get, because there's so many superstars not doing anything and missing at this point in time. The Authors of Pain have been doing these, vignettes. They have no challengers. We have nothing announced for Baron Corbin. I imagine we'll get something between, him and Shorty G, possibly. I'm surprised they haven't announced Rusev and Bobby Lashley at this point. Maybe they're holding off for the Saudi show to have that match, but I feel like that's an open thing. We have nothing for Braun Strowman, which is odd, so that makes you think he's going to get involved in the main event. I really hope not. Brock Lesnar probably won't be at the pay-per-view, but he likely will be the new WWF champion, WWE champion. Told you, my brain's shot today. Too many injections. He'll be the WWE champion, and, it would be nice to see Kofi get a rematch if he does win at the pay-per-view, but I guarantee we won't see Brock Lesnar until Crown Jewel as well. Cedric Alexander and AJ Styles just went at it for the the dozenth time, it feels like, for the U.S. Championship. So is AJ Styles going to defend his title? If so, against who? Cesaro's had a lot of matches lately on TV. We haven't had anything for him. Is Drew McIntyre returning, or are they waiting until the draft the following week? I mean, there's just The Miz doesn't have any match at this point in time. The OC, they've been pretty prevalent. We don't have any tag team matches for the tag titles on either side being defended. Either, the Revival's not defending the tag titles. Really makes you feel like the tag titles mean nothing now more than ever. Rey Mysterio was destroyed on Raw, and so is his son Dominic. So after Lesnar's attack, do we get any type of, we could have had a match straight up between him and Lesnar at Hell in a Cell, but Lesnar might be the champion by then, more than likely. So
something's happened in that Hell in a Cell match, though. Braun or even
it seems
somebody.
like because Braun has nothing. But think about, I don't know if you heard. I just keep listening off, but there's Ricochet. Nothing really on the card. He took out Cesaro the other day. That's what we got from that. Sami Zayn, Nakamura. We have no IC title match announced right now. The Revival, they're the tag champs on SmackDown. We have nothing right now. The Raw tag team champions and Ziggler and Rude, they have no match for the pay-per-view.
Do you think they plan on carrying like SmackDown shit into Hell in a Cell, and that's why?
That's what I'm thinking. They're going to announce a lot of matches at SmackDown. Bayley challenged Candice LeRae on Twitter,
but now,
we won't get that obviously. But Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, they have no title match. Bayley has no title match, to defend her title, or no one to defend her title against either. It's just, as of right now, I'm pretty much envisioning that we're going to go ahead and have a lot of matches announced either on Twitter or during
we have,
SmackDown.
I guess Shane, and it's weird because I am looking forward to some of this stuff. I really am in a weird way. I'm interested in Owens and Shane in a ladder match. I feel like that could be pretty good, dude. I feel like that could steal the show. Fuck the Hell in a Cell matches. I feel like Owens.
Well, that's
and
why
Shane.
I'm surprised they're doing it on Fox. I figured they were going to save this for.
Oh, wait a minute! I keep forgetting that it's not at Hell in a Cell. That's at SmackDown.
Yeah, because Friday night we have the championship match. We got Kofi Kingston and Brock Lesnar. Then we got Charlotte and Becky taking on Sasha and Bayley. We have Kevin Owens and Shane in a ladder match. Losers fired for good. And then we have Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan.
Well, then never mind. Never mind,
because we have
The
Rock. Plus, we have Stone Cold and all the other legends.
Yeah, there's no time then. There's no time for that match to be good then.
They are giving them, I guess, a small overrun. I think it was announced at 5 minutes, but they also have the half-an-hour show beforehand to go ahead and have their own blue carpet segment for people arriving. So Renee Young and Booker T, obviously they're hosting that backstage on Fox Sports 1. And I guess they're going to be welcoming guests as they come through the SmackDown pre-show on Fox. So they're going to be hosting the Friday night SmackDown pre-show.
Okay, so...
And Kayla Braxton will also be part of the show, as she's going to provide backstage updates.
See, that's why I'm surprised the career stuff is on the line, because it almost smells like a thing where there'd be no good ending, and they'd go off the air with a double... interference, or the locker room opens up or something like that, and Shane and Owens can't settle the score on Friday, so we'll have to...
It has to go into Hell in a Cell.
We'll take it to Hell in a Cell. We don't need a ladder match. We need a Hell in a Cell.
We already have 2 Hell in a Cell matches.
Right.
Though, so.
But we couldn't, get the ladder match, and we'll continue the ladder match at Hell in a Cell. That's sort of I get that vibe, but it's supposed to be definite right here. But also, again, like you just said, there's going to be no time. This ladder match, man. Hey, can you hear me?
And we've gotten Kevin Owens.
Did I fucking lose?
Hey,
can you hear me?
Hell in a Cell. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can anybody hear me right now?
I can hear you.
What the fuck just happened?
I can still hear you.
Why can't I see my fucking volume meter moving?
You're being heard, so...
Really?
It's in the Skype call. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, my computer froze. Fuck.
Oh, that would be why.
No, I feel, wait, it unfroze there, buddy. I'm okay. Wow, that was...
Yeah, Carissa Thompson, the host of Fox NFL Kickoff.
Yeah.
She'll be there to greet guests as well. We've already gotten Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell, right? Wasn't that?
Yeah, maybe
2 years ago, right?
Yeah, but you're right. We did, because, Owens went off the cell. It was nuts. Owens went flying off the fucking cell.
Well, Shane came down, and Sami Zayn saved Owens at the end when Shane jumped off the top.
Oh, I thought... What was the match where Owens took the crazy bump?
It could have been in that one, too.
Was that with Strowman instead?
Yeah, no. It was that match, too, because Shane sent Kevin Owens crashing first, And then later on, Shane McMahon climbed up to the top, and Kevin Owens went ahead and got saved by Sami Zayn, because it ended up being where Daniel Bryan came back, and it ended at WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan and with his first match back with Kevin Owens. Daniel Bryan, and Shane McMahon.
Oh, it was just
Kevin
a cage
Owens
match. Somebody in the chat saying that's a cage match, not a Hell in a Cell match.
Okay, yeah.
Either way, though, they did go off it.
I know they fought at Hell in a Cell, though.
Oh, I don't
Shane
remember.
McMahon and Kevin Owens.
I can't fucking remember. I can't even remember what's going on this week.
Yeah, it was the 2017 Hell in a Cell, and that's when Shane went off the top.
That was where Sammy came out with the hoodie.
Yeah,
I think these are two different things.
And saved Kevin Owens.
Yeah, because we waited till the last minute to pull him. By the way, someone's saying that the show starts at 7:30, but that's just the red carpet. So there's a 30-minute pre-show.
Yeah, that's the red carpet that I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's no, but this person's saying that that it's an extra half an hour. No, not really.
No,
it's a red carpet thing. It's not like part of the show. So the 30 minutes before 7:30 start, that doesn't matter. It's not part of the theater of Smack. It's part of the theater. It's not part of the actual show. We're not going to get matches in the ring and stuff like that.
Fox has even been running WWE storylines as news items. At the bottom of the ticker?
Yeah.
How it says, Trump says, or, lawmakers decide.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it says WWE Raw, Brock Lesnar assaults Rey Mysterio and his son. And it says entertainment news, but they've been running storylines as updates in the ticker on Fox News. So,
God. Well, CNN does that every day. No, I'm just kidding. That's funny. Yeah, no, it's... I don't know, man. I'm just so fucking lost, man. So lost. It was hard to remember everything. Anyway, AEW, what else did you take away? I mean, I don't know, I felt like NXT really died for me after the women's match. It sort of died down. I didn't care too much about what happened after that. I mean, Ciampa and stuff, that was cool, but...
Yeah, see, I still really enjoyed it. I was hyped all the way through for the full 2 hours. I liked everything they put through.
I think they did the better show.
The tag match was really good, too. I mean, and that's the thing. The Street Profits, extremely over and Full Sail, that's how they need to be, And then we get them on Raw, and it's like, God, just change the channel. It's terrible.
I enjoyed the wrestling, but I kind of found myself really, this is the main event with the Street Profits? All right. And then I watched it and was like, cool, that wrestling was great. But
well, that's because they wanted to have, Undisputed Era holding the belt still at the end. They're all with gold.
Yep.
And now, you see Ciampa return. And then Finn Balor said on Twitter that he might need some backup to go ahead and take on Undisputed Era. So people are wondering, does this mean... the club's going to go to NXT? I don't think so. I think they're going to make a new stable out of other NXT talent. He'll make his own Bullet Club, per se, Balor Club.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, it's, I don't know, with AEW, I was like, what the hell's going to happen? Here comes Moxley, here comes Jake Hager.
Yeah. I mean, Jericho's saying WWE only congratulated AEW because they're embarrassed.
I mean, well, I think Vince probably thinks that he's kicking ass. He probably is like, wow, we're killing it,
Dynamite is the biggest broadcast premiere in 5 years for TNT. So, I mean,
right.
This is massive. Every show that TNT has had, this is the highest rated premiere in over 5 years.
Yeah, what was that? We looked up that time slot before, didn't we? It was not even close. This is a big
but not even
thing.
just for that time slot, but on all of TNT.
Wow, really? What the fuck?
This is the biggest broadcast premiere in TNT's history for the last 5 years running.
That's pretty impressive. All this advertising.
Toby Shivern likes my tweet about you being on AU commentary. Lord help us, JCS on AU would be orgasmic.
Brandon Colby, thank you for the 316. I really appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, let's talk about Tony Schiavone. Let's talk about how this guy has come out and acted like the savior here. And I feel bad for Jim Ross, who's probably feels a little bit kind of hey, I've been here being a part of this thing, and here comes Tony Schiavone. Boom. Tony Schiavone with great sort of setups and promos leading into the show. And then, we're wondering about this announce team. We're saying they're struggling a little bit. While we like them, we don't know how Excalibur's going to fit here. And the third man in has always been iffy. And then JR feels like he's in it, but then he's out of it, and he's in and out of it. It's weird. We're giving the announce team a 6 out of 10 before Tony Schiavone shows up. And meanwhile, the WWE announce team, I would give them a 5 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 or something horrible. And Tony Schiavone shows up out of nowhere seemingly here on the broadcast, and Tony Schiavone absolutely delivers. Tony Schiavone does number one. I believe the most producing that was done was probably to Tony Schiavone. I feel, I don't know this for truth, they could all have the producers in their head, be all worrying about everything. But to me, it felt like Tony Schiavone was the one getting the producers stuff fed to him mostly. So like the informational guy. And he got lots of stuff distributed to him through the headphones, so he was able to relay that. Well, JR, you know, it was back in Jushin Thunder Liger, that type of thing. I think Tony Schiavone tweeted out the credit to, it was the other guy who used to be the announcer, the third guy, and I can't remember his name now, who seemed completely out of place but was knowledgeable, but it didn't really work out. And maybe given a little bit more time, he would have been a lot better. But Tony Schiavone was so confident. He made JR better. He made the broadcast better. And
he kept JR focused because JR would lose focus, and then he would just seem disinterested.
Yeah, I mean, I think JR just wants to go out there, call some stuff, be excited, and that's it. I don't think JR wants to have to deal with, hey, JR, please do this, and hey, JR, do that. And I think JR just doesn't, he's too much anxiety, and he's too tired at this point to be the one being the maestro of everything. JR just wants to go out there, call what he sees, get excited about it. And I think they realize that. And I think Tony Schiavone is still at the time of his life and enjoys producing on top of announcing. So he's able to relay information to JR himself and the whole broadcast team, meanwhile having the voice he's still always had and be as cognizant as he's always been. Whereas if Jim Ross was sick and had to leave for a second, Tony Schiavone can cover the commentary. He is able to do all of it, and he's sitting there taking all that pressure off of them, and it elevated everybody to what I thought was at least a 7.5, if not an 8 out of 10 commentary team. And Excalibur is able to come in when there's a fancy move that a lot of these guys have that maybe JR isn't aware of now anymore. What's going on with some of these different moves? And Excalibur is
their new names.
The new names, the new trends. Excalibur's young. His brain is still like a sponge. He's like, what wrestler is that? What move is this? So Excalibur is able to yell out, Avalanche, this and like this fucking move.
Yeah, he's got more modern insight.
You're like, oh, so he throws that out, backs off. And they're coming in when they need to. It's almost like it's weird because all three guys could be
his color.
They all could be leads, but they're not. They're
even
all
Tony on the ramp when SCU was deciding who's going to be the one to not wrestle in the match.
Right.
All those type of things. The whole thing was he was great there and.
But
it just fit so well. It was like you said. It was like where the hell have you been? You never missed a beat. This was perfect.
But something about that though. Even though I think Tony Schiavone can do it all, and he can do those, and I do like that they use Chris Van Vliet for the side interview with the celebrities, and they're probably going to use Chris Van Vliet for like all these different interviews, probably outside and whatever. And I love that they're utilizing personnel beautifully. Opposite of WWE, who always forces these robotic people into all these weird situations because they're friends with Maria Menounos, who's like, hey, I have another BuzzFeed yellow microphone bitch who can come over and do something. No, Chris Van Vliet is wonderful on these. He's genuine. He seems excited. He seems invested. I know I've made fun of him. I call him Chris Van Fish Fillet or whatever. But Chris Van Vliet is excited. He really likes this. He does a good job with interviews. He can think on his feet, and he's sort of believable. And I like that. And he's different than Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone is that professional wrestling interviewer. Tell me, gentlemen, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Oh, I believe that. Chris Van Vliet, I wouldn't believe as much like that. But I do believe him as an interviewer. So you could put him on the stage, and he could be the one saying, guys, you just went out there and you had this match, but what are you going to do next week when this happens? I buy him in that role. Now, Tony Schiavone's better in some cases because of he just feels like that traditional wrestling announcer and interviewer, but Chris Van Vliet could do it if Tony isn't able to do it. And so now they've got that versatility, man. It's so good what they're doing. And certainly, as you know, I'm jealous as hell that I'm not doing some kind of commentary in this company, and I want to be part of this. But you know what? I don't need to be because they've got it. They've got it figured out. They don't need anybody else. They have utilized everybody beautifully. It's not like WWE. WWE, I will still sit here and tell you, knock any one of those stupid people out of there, and I'll do a better job on commentary. I'll do a better job interviewing. I'll do a better job than all of those people. But AEW, I don't have to sit here and talk myself up because I don't have it. They don't need anything to do with me. They're all great. I can't do better, or maybe I don't know. There's no reason for me to sit here and do that. With WWE, I know I'm better than those people. I know I'm better than those interviewers back there. But with AEW, hey man, I'm not going to say I'm better than those people at all. Those people are damn good, and they did a good job the other night. Chris Van Vliet did, all the way from, if you want to call him the bottom announcer or whatever you want to say, all the way from the bottom to the top. Van Vliet would even be able to jump on commentary a little bit and give some exposition or something like that. I don't know. But just, wow, like they did a great job selecting those people. And he is the icing on the cake of the commentary team now. And he barely had he was on TV for like 30 seconds the other day. It was a little cringy. I know that people said that. I do agree. It was on too long. I don't blame him. I blame the director and the two wrestlers. They were like overselling, like, ooh, like, and they should have done something and had someone throw a beer at somebody or whatever the case may be. But so I thought the ending of the segment was weak, but the beginning setup was good, and then everything they got into was good, and then it kind of faded badly. But I blame that on the timing, the director, and whoever produced that or whatever the hell I'm trying to say. Anyway, on the phone right now. He watched AEW. By God, he watched AEW, and it was great, right, Tommy? It was great.
Yes, it was.
It was great. He didn't watch NXT, but he did watch AEW.
Yes, I definitely was anticipating this new showing of AEW, and was very much impressed. Who is the gentleman with the luchador mask, by the way?
Excalibur, the announcer?
Yeah, I was like, me and Hans were like wondering, okay, wait a minute, why is a wrestler just randomly with the luchador mask in the commentary? That's what me and Hans were wondering.
Yeah, he was a wrestler, and he is a wrestler. But he's the commentator. Yeah, he's sort of the Excite guy now. You know, I didn't care for his previous announcing where he would be like, "Oh, pile driver!" Like that drove me fucking nuts. But I do appreciate his excitement. And he was pretty good, and I think they've all been good. I
think Ross. I think Jim Ross is a good announcer. He has a lot of good credits to his name through his history of announcing, and personally, that if something was ever to happen to Jim Ross, if we were ever to lose Jim Ross, it would be a loss to the announcement community and the wrestling community also. But you have to understand he's not a spring daisy anymore,
What the fuck is wrong with you, Tommy? Like, what are you bringing up right now? Like, well, if we lost Jim Ross, it'd be a loss, because he's definitely an announcer.
Spring daisy, that's a new one.
He's no spring daisy. What the fuck are you trying? Do you want him to die? What are you talking about?
No, I don't want him to die. I met him once.
God damn it. He's been on my show, but I mean, listen. I mean, would you call him Jim Lost then? It's just so weird how you go to this dark place, like not like, wow, Jim Ross is back, he still sounds great, or maybe
he does. He does sound great for somebody that had a stroke. Like, I have to say that. Like,
Jim sounds great. I wonder when he's gonna die.
The first time I met him, I forgot that he had a stroke, so I kind of was looking at him, and I'm like, this guy doesn't smile that much, and I'm thinking. Then I looked up. About Jim Ross. Shit.
First time I met you, I forgot you had autism, and I was like, why is he being like that? And then I was like, you know what? Oh yeah, okay.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Glad you're appreciative.
Hey, listen, we all got to recognize each other's disabilities.
That's right. What was your favorite match or moment?
Are you under the blankets?
Every bit of it. Like, just every match was just spot on. The women's match was just amazing, and for it being TV 14, I didn't see much like blood or like. I feel like that. I guess for them being their first try, but like I thought it was amazing. The commentary, the matches, just everything was spot on, in my opinion. I can't wait to see what is going to be coming out with AEW and seeing if that AEW can. How far they can go, because they have a multi-billionaire backing them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of places that they can go here. I mean, this is good news. to get this first thing going, because it would have been sad if they had hit like 600,000 viewers or something like that. It would be like, man, they spent all this ad revenue, all this excitement, all this, AEW's coming here to TNT and all these things, and for them to draw 1.4 is a very positive thing. I think they really, really were counting on over 1 million people, but to go to 1.4 is very positive for the first show for them. And
heck, even like when I went to go see it too, I was watching the ads like before the movie started, and they had a commercial for AEW.
Yeah, everybody's saying that AEW has been playing before Joker and all kinds of movies.
And I'm like, geez, they have that much pool. They have that much advertisement. They pay for that much advertisement. Like, are they going to do this for every show, or is this just for their main show? Like, because, they're going to have to pull really hard to get those viewers to come in to watch, every Wednesday. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how they do in the ratings and how they can change things up and make it since they're going up against NXT, since that's the younger talent.
Yeah, absolutely. The NXT talent is great. The NXT had the better matches, according to a lot of people last night. I don't think they had the bigger spectacle, and I didn't get that excitement in my heart for NXT. I watched NXT and I thought, wow, that match was fucking awesome. These matches are great. That's what I thought about NXT. I came out thinking those matches were great. Wow, Finn Balor's here. That's kind of cool. Tommaso Ciampa's back. That's cool. All right, that's fun. And I came out thinking, wow, what a great wrestling show tonight. But with AEW, it's not fair to NXT. I'm sorry, it's just not fair to NXT. I know it's not right, but I watched AEW with such a hard on, and that I'm, you know what I mean. I just was way more excited to watch AEW. It's not NXT didn't do anything wrong. They damn near had a perfect show. I'd say an 8.5 out of 10 TV show for NXT. But
now, my question is, all these wrestlers that work for AEW now, I know they're like, AEW is basically the forming of wrestlers that Vince McMahon has screwed over. Am I right?
No. No.
I mean, I wouldn't take it that way.
I mean, I just always thought that that's what AEW was the wrestlers that did work for WWE at one point, but then they left WWE and they created this gem of a company that is
Let me go through it. So, Dean Ambrose was sick of WWE. He wanted to get out of there. They were giving him shit. The biggest guy screwed over of all these people is Cody and Dean, or Cody and Jon Moxley, because Cody was given shit to do in the company. They wouldn't let him do the thing with his dad. They made him do the Stardust crap. Jon Moxley had no creative freedom and stuff. They made him do all this goofy shit. He was sick of it too. And that's about it. Everybody else...
Moxley wasn't a contributing factor, though, to the creation of the company. When you look at who actually made the company, Cody's the only one that has a slight against him from WWE.
Right.
Everybody else was not involved in WWE at all. Omega, the Bucks, the Khans.
He didn't make this because, I'm going to get Vince McMahon. He made this because Cody went out on his own, became an independent wrestler, did really well, got traction, people started loving him, he grew an audience, people paid a lot of money to see Cody Rhodes and wherever he went. And on top of that, the Young Bucks were popular, and all these guys just kind of formed a friendship and an alliance of hey man, we're in this, let's go. And eventually, they started getting booked together in different places, the Bullet Club stuff was going on, whatever else. And eventually they were like, let's put on our own show, that'd be fun. And they did it for the fun of it. Let's put on a show and see what happens. And I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but that's what it comes down to. And then what happened is a guy who had a lot of money, Tony Khan, comes to them and says, "You guys for real about this? I want to start a wrestling company because I've loved wrestling all my life, and I love what you guys are doing. You have something here. I want to help you, and you'll help me, and let's go." And then it became this. So it's crazy how this started. It didn't just start with let's go get Vince McMahon. We're mad. That's not at all what happened.
Understand because I had the misunderstanding. Now my question is for you. Here's a big question for you, Joe, and this question go for you, Jake, too. Now, much as you guys are WWE guys, you do WWE reviews. Which company are you going to pull for most? Would you think?
It doesn't
AEW or WWE.
Both, because I have to watch both, and I want to. And right now, when I watch Raw and SmackDown, I want to die. So
I want them both to succeed because, really, I mean that just benefits the fans as a whole. When you have more wrestling, always competition, gets rid of that complacent attitude that WWE's had for quite some time. Now the issue is, I think WWE is only viewing pretty much. It seems to be. Oh, it's NXT versus AEW, as where a lot of people are pitting it as WWE versus AEW. And I mean, that is a case in its own right, but I hope that AEW continues to grow, especially in the ratings, so that it becomes a worry of WWE, so that they have to really shake things up on the main roster as well. But we're going to see changes with WWE as far as Friday night goes, because apparently Fox has more involvement than we're being led to believe. Fox is apparently a lot more hands-on. I mean, that $1 billion price tag came with more creative control than we were led to believe. So
what is
the goal they have there is to present a more sports-centric program than Raw. So
Now, do you think AEW has a chance to be a transcending company as WWE is, or what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've done it already. They've had quite a few things go over big and go viral. So absolutely, they'll be able to make their own mark. And that's kind of the thing that I was critical of. I don't want to see them keep sliding WWE and calling out past transgressions. I want them to make their own storylines, their own stars, and build things up from there. And that's part of the thing that we are getting, because most of these people are not from WWE. They're basically independent talent from all over the place. There's people from every walk of the wrestling world coming together in this new company. Cody could have kept either doing the independent shows, or he could have went to Ring of Honor. He could have stayed, he could have went with New Japan and done, but he wanted somewhere where he could make his own mark, and that's exactly what this is. So
interesting.
There's a lot to be considered here, but
thank you very much for talking, Tommy, so I could eat this food that I've had in my front of me. Because I haven't eaten a goddamn thing today.
Hell yeah.
What you having for dinner, Joe?
Alfredo.
Alfredo?
Yeah. A Mexican guy abducted. I'm eating his leg. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a mess, dude. I'm a mess. Buenos noches. I'm kidding. That's actually not the name of a... Well, anyway, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing. What's up, Tommy? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just got done doing a Tommy Sings video just a couple seconds ago.
Oh, that's why you're calling, of course. That's why Tommy always calls when you... Please play my video.
I saw you live, and I saw that you guys were talking about AEW, and I thought, let me call in. I do want to talk a little AEW with Joe.
I know. I'm kidding, bro. I'm just joking around. Anyway, Tommy, thank you for calling, man. I love you, buddy. Anything else you want to say?
No, man. As always, you're watching the Joe Cronin Show. If you can't get enough, pump it up your ass, because the fact is, Joe is going to give you a colostomy clean out. Because the fact is, you can always stick your thumb up his ass and always get the best news and reporting. And also, you have the Baron Facts, Mr. Jake DeMarco.
All right. Most electrifying.
Wow. Tommy NC 2010. Tommy NC 2010, the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment. Go check out his YouTube channel. I'm sure that video is going to be very interesting. We're probably going to watch that in a minute and laugh at it. So let's get ready for that. Get some bubbly going on.
Of the bubbly.
That's it.
I don't believe the bubbly's happening right now.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
NXT got a 038 rating to AU's 068 rating, where other people that said NXT was the better show. Clearly the facts say otherwise, but this is what I said last night. Ratings don't define a show, consistency does. Curious if SmackDown will be good.
Well, a lot of people still were realizing that a lot of people said NXT was better. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter if they lost. You know what I mean? As far as wrestling goes, we do it all the time with WWE. We talk about other companies being better than WWE, yet WWE has the bigger ratings. So you can't just pretend flip that now.
The numbers don't lie, Joe, and it spells trouble for you at Sacrifice.
At Sacrifice?
Mr. Mosby.
Mr. Mosby, $13. Thank you, Mr. Mosby. What's he talking about?
Beats me.
What the fuck is sacrifice? The numbers don't lie? What are you talking about?
I think he's cutting a promo on you.
But what's sacrifice? Is that a pay-per-view I'm in that I'm not aware of? Like, what the hell's going
Apparently. Mr. Mosby.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. I don't know what numbers you're talking about. The NXT numbers are pretty good. The AEW numbers are up. My numbers are up. You know, more viewers than usual.
Yeah, it's all part of the sweet life.
More donations than usual. The Patreon numbers are up. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? What the hell is that? Like, I don't get it. My God, Bobby Roode's here! The roof is blown off the JCS building! $24 coming in from Bobby Lashley! Oh, Bobby Roode. Bobby Lashley.
Triple H wants to fuck me! Glorious!
He's banging Lana.
Hey Joe, I sent you a tweet last night for a OUTTA intro. It's hilarious if you didn't see it. OUTTA if you think about it. If you don't agree, see if you can show the video to the JCS army.
Justin Gregory, thank you for the $24. My God, man. Let me go look for it. I'll try to find it. I don't know what it is, though. Chances are I probably can't play it. That's what I'm guessing.
The donation is from the Steiner promo that he did in TNA with, the 33 1/3 with his math.
Oh, yeah.
Click on the donation, so it's from Saturday.
I just realized.
Eat a piece of fruit, you could use it, Joe SJWAEW.
Eat a piece of fruit, you fat fuck! You could use it!
Alfredo.
Maybe that's JD's brother calling us over and over again.
It could be.
He did threaten to kill Ken with a gun, but then say he didn't do that, but then Ken said he did, and he has the screenshots. So that's weird. First he threatened to kill him with a gun. Then
he
did.
Then I saw that.
Oh, you saw it? Okay. So
that's when he was pulling all his bitching.
He threatened to kill Ken with a gun, and then the other day he told me he didn't threaten him with that, but he lost his Twitter because of it. It's really weird.
He definitely did.
That's so weird, man. What a weird. But I talked to him and he seemed nice in the DMs. He was like, "All right, cool, we're cool." So we're cool, man. But that did happen. I'm not gonna let anybody think that didn't happen. That dude did threaten with a gun. It was very weird.
He's a real flip flop. First, I'm the best thing.
I don't trust
bread. Then I'm
short
like,
Italian
evil backstabbing
people.
son of a bitch.
Oh wow, okay.
What else we got?
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
That's
the
it.
bubbly. Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
You should hire Marty the Moth Martinez. The creepy bastard will debut at Full Gear and kidnap Brandy Rhodes.
I remember a lot of people telling me to have Marty the Moth on my show.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then I reached out to him. He didn't answer me, so. There's another one, Goon. 773, I tried to take your call, man. I'm sorry I lost you there.
You got lucky, and then you missed it.
What does that mean?
I'm saying you tried to take their call. We weren't taking calls, and then didn't answer in time.
Yeah, you're right. I almost took a call. I forgot. I'm not taking calls. My bad.
Hey, they got lucky, and then it
about
just
to
didn't
get
work
it, man.
out.
Here we go, about to get it, man. Here we go.
Brandon Brown.
Here we go. Oh, no.
I saw Joker and it's fucking amazing, Joe. You rockin' Jake, you are a sexy beast.
Oh, you sexy bastard. Yeah, a bunch of people, because obviously the I can't think it all today.
Remember to email Tommy. Email Tommy the spoilers. Remember, tell Tommy to
make sure you tell him all.
Make a video about Joker and quickly spoil everything. Then send it to Tommy in an email so he opens it up.
The limit before you can post the reviews is up, And Hunt went ahead and told me on Twitter. So did Jay Zombie, who donated last night. They said that throw all your expectations out the window. Watch it with an open mind. And, they both agreed that Joaquin Phoenix just absolutely killed it.
Super chat.
I can't wait to see it.
Fuck yeah.
AEW brought back WCW Nitro memories, good vibes.
It felt like an upgraded version or like a nowadays version of Nitro. Like it's like Nitro nowadays though. So weird. It was very weird, man. It was a good weird, but it was like, have I gone back in time and like what is happening right now? And to see the TNT logo and everything is so bizarre.
I didn't watch, WCW in its prime when it was on. I was so strongly rooted in WWF at that point that I viewed them wholeheartedly as the enemy. My friends used to mostly watch Nitro, and I, Thunder, all that. I stuck to Raw and Raw and SmackDown, and I had since gone back and watched the Raw.
What the fuck the point is, Vince? What the fuck the point is, Vince?
I don't get
Tommy's
that
thick as
nostalgia.
fuck. That booty is always on my mind.
Yo, DC Derek, thank you for the $9.99, DC Derek. Again chiming in. My man, DC Derek, thank you. I was similar to that a little bit. I was a full-on WWE guy. I was from Boston. You're from Connecticut. WWE is our shit. It's like in our backyard. So yeah, we didn't really. I did watch WCW though, but kind of begrudgingly. I flipped to WCW to be like, what are those dickheads doing? And then sometimes I'd be like, damn, this is good, or like I'd like something, but like mostly I didn't. So like even stuff that was pretty good I didn't like because I was like, WCW. So yeah, I was always a WWE guy. But I did watch it though. That's the difference. I did actually see it, and yeah, I guess we're trying to, for the new people. I guess I saw it, but I rooted hard for WWE though at the time.
Tommy, are you diabetic yet? How many chins you got?
Oh, 17.
About 3 more than me.
Sense of morality. Thanks for the $2 Canadian. I am worried about him having, getting the diabetes. I am. My dad had diabetes.
Especially with his diet.
Yeah, I mean, my dad was skinny, but he was born with it. Tommy could inherit it here from fat. I was born in 1984. I know, man.
I got the gout. That's what we're going to hear from him next.
Yeah, and he's he's already doing the stuff where he like burping and stuff. So weird, man.
Reflux.
It's always like chewing on his lips and having these little regurgitations. It's really nasty. Sith Negan, thanks for the $200, man. Any other news that you want to talk about?
A lot of small things.
We didn't talk about
that
CM Punk at all. We didn't really talk about that. I mean, we did a little bit.
We brought it up in the beginning. But
yeah, we did a little bit. Yeah, we did.
Jon Moxley is still using employee benefits from WWE because I guess AEW, they're still setting up. Different AEW stars have health insurance through various means other than AEW. But AEW is working to have their own benefit program, which is nice. But Jon Moxley actually gets health care through Renee Young. So it's, there's like Kenny Omega right now gets health care because he's a full-time employee. And there are a lot of people in Kenny's position in AEW. But there's people like Britt Baker, so she is a full-time dentist, so she's not getting benefits from the company. And they're working on, making sure that the stars are happy, though, and they're trying to bring as much publicity to that. But I just thought it was amusing that Moxley's getting benefits from WWE still because of Renee. That, for some reason, made me chuckle. Little side story here. Kurt Angle's brother, Eric Angle, has been indicted for selling steroids on the dark web.
Wasn't he just arrested for something else?
He was originally arrested for... I believe it was trafficking controlled substances.
There was something.
Now
yeah,
he's been indicted
else.
for it. So these are. It's called Quantum with a 4 instead of the A. They're apparently imported steroids from China, and these purchases were done using cryptocurrencies. Since he's facing several charges, including conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, conspiracy to import controlled substances, distribution, it's a whole big thing. So he's already facing assault charges when he choked a kid he was coaching on a wrestling team.
That's what I was remembering. Choking a kid. Yeah,
that was the original charge. So those assault charges were now dropped in July, but it shows to like a commonplace on his record. So this is all coming from CBS in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And he was one of 3 men of a team that sold steroids via the dark web. And they were shipping them using aliases. I wonder what those were. Not Eric Angle,
Right.
It must not have been too bright.
Before you came in.
We got Jericho on this interview here. Let's take a listen to this from Complex Sports.
We were seeing tweets, with, talk of WWE praising you guys, for the show that was put on last night.
Well, because they're embarrassed. I know how they work.
Yeah.
And the fact is, I haven't seen the actual rating, but I'm assuming they know what it is, and I think we probably kicked their ass. They started this. Everything that they've done has been reactionary moves to us. We're not in a war with anybody besides ourselves. I don't care if you put, you resurrect John and George and it's the reunion of the Beatles or the Super Bowl or whatever. All that matters is our show. You can put anything you want against it. We can't compete with that. We can compete with what we're doing. They kind of started this war, and the very first night they got destroyed. Big deal. It's our first debut. Great. But they have to come back and say, it's a marathon, not a one-night sprint. Who's ever said it's a one-night sprint? It's not a war for us. Now, we're placed in one, and we're going to kick ass because we're going to do what we do very, very well. There's a little bit of an arrogance towards us that's now gone.
Yeah.
And I was very excited to finally get that show going, get it done, and get it over with. Because now, all the talk, it's like hockey when you get someone yakking at you at the time. When you score 10 goals, you say when we were kids, if someone's talking shit to you, you say, well, look at the scoreboard. It's 8-0. That shuts people up in their place, and then they get mad, and then they start getting desperate. I'm not saying anybody's desperate. I'm not saying anything at all. I'm just saying we put on a great show. We got a great number, apparently, and if some people are excited, as most people are, that's great. If others are angry at us, well, we're sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's getting yummy out there. It's getting yummy out there in wrestling world for Jericho.
I mean, he's not wrong, but damn.
Get some.
WWE does have some good news. I mean, as we said with the 4 injuries we listed off before with the NXT roster, the one positive is Ciampa. He had a rapid comeback. I mean, he did this in 6 months.
We thought he might be done with his career.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was scary. We thought he might be forced to retire. Now it is during WWE's Now report on YouTube that states that he is, in fact, officially medically cleared. So some people thought that his return to NXT last night just was like a non-in-ring return, but no, he is fully medically cleared. He looks fantastic, still in great shape, and I can't wait to see where this goes. And speaking of NXT as well, the Cruiserweight Championship is now, instead of being with 205 Live and whatnot, it is officially the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
Oh, there you go.
So next week, we'll see Drew Gulak defending the NXT Cruiserweight Championship against Lio Rush on NXT TV. So that's exciting.
That's going to be good. So that's going to be a good match. I mean, how I would describe this to somebody if they were just coming in back into wrestling or whatever, I would say like AEW and NXT are both great, but in different ways. The problems are with SmackDown and Raw. It feels like SmackDown and Raw compete with each other for like awfulness. And AEW,
and SmackDown's about to get a big change up, so I'm curious what Raw is going to do to fix itself. I think it's all coming down to the draft, honestly.
I don't think the draft means shit, to be honest.
I think it does this time, by the way. Fox is trying to have some of the creative control in the background. They're picking who they want to be champion, who they want on their show. They want it to be more sports-like, and they want it, not as many outrageous storylines.
We don't have those anyway.
Well, they're trying to base things more in reality, less even Bray Wyatt-ish. They want things to look... It won't look drastically different immediately, but they said you'll notice significant format changes right away, and it'll continue to change as time progresses.
Huh.
So I'm curious to see what happens there. And one of the things that Fox, I guess, had started to push for because of their ties with UFC at one time, they liked the idea of having Cain Velasquez come in and eventually have a program with Brock Lesnar. Back at UFC 121, I think it was. You have to check my math on that. I know it was 2010. I mean, Velasquez beat Brock to win the UFC Heavyweight Championship. And that was almost 10 years ago. So now with everything that happened Monday with Rey Mysterio and Dominic, Dave Meltzer is convinced that the angle with Mysterio is to lead up to Velasquez facing Lesnar on behalf of Rey Mysterio. Now, Cain Velasquez, he's been training to be a pro wrestler. He was at Triple Mania, and he was part of a 6-man tag match. He wrestled alongside Psycho Clown and Cody Rhodes. He won in his debut, and
then they had to apologize for calling the crowd puntos.
The likelihood is to see Lesnar against Cain Velasquez as the WrestleMania 36 main attraction.
Wow. I mean, I could see that as an attraction at WrestleMania. That's definitely feels like something that will happen.
Yeah, so it seems like they're really trying to push for this, and it's just I get it. I know, Velasquez has a huge following, and unfortunately, though, it's like, damn, yet again, it feels like, another. We have Baszler, we have Rousey, we have, obviously Lesnar, and now it's just, Lesnar was WWE beforehand, but
it's WWE trying to be MMA is weird. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it is bizarre.
The one or
for
two,
them well, but
the one or two accent guys, it's cool, but it's not when it's just overwhelming enough. It's like, dude,
that's
you
the
guys,
thing, it's starting to become commonplace, and it's becoming worrisome. I mean, these again are spots that you could be building other stars. Why not build up McIntyre to be the one to face Lesnar, and you can have a huge feud out of it. Instead, you got to bring in Velasquez, and I understand there's money to be made there, but I'm not sure that it's always the right decision. They rely so heavily on legends and part-time stars, and to the point now where Austin isn't getting the ratings even that they used to, and The Rock will have a huge flux. Friday's gonna be really weird for ratings, obviously, not just because it's the debut, but The Rock's there, Brock Lesnar championship match, Shane and Owens having this career-ending match. There's a lot of factors here. I guarantee they're gonna have big numbers. Well, I'm telling you, right now I have a feeling they're gonna get a 4 score. It's gonna be like a 3.9 or a 4 right away.
Especially riding this wave of all this other wrestling. And the weirdest thing about this week is we had the debut of NXT 2 hours on USA on Wednesday.
Yep.
We had the debut of a brand new wrestling show in AEW on TNT. And now Friday, we're going to get the debut of WWE SmackDown on Fox. Like,
what a time to be a wrestling
Is there ever going to be... There's never going to be another time like this.
No,
people always talk about, I miss
for wrestling.
I mean, it could just be a little moment. This could be the last mega thing that happens. But for all the people that miss the Attitude Era and all those things, and always hear like, "Oh, you'll never see that again." You'll never see this again. Where these 3 shows debuting this way this week. This is crazy. Like, if you really stop and think about it, this is fucking crazy.
I mean, especially to consider this too, AEW and New Japan don't have working relationships.
Yeah.
But Sports Illustrated was reporting that, the biggest rumor right now for New Japan is that Tanahashi and Jericho are rumored to be facing each other at Wrestle Kingdom 14, January 4th at the Tokyo Dome.
What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, talk about...
Why not do an invasion thing with New Japan and AEW? They could do that.
That's where I'm sure this is going to go. So I think they're going to eventually work out some type of talent exchange.
Why not? I mean, you got to do that. I mean, it's got to happen.
I really, they did it with ROH. I think it's going to happen. And I think Jericho is going to be the catalyst to get this done. Because
if they can book like that, they're going to want to do that, because what will happen is New Japan is probably trying to figure out how do we get signups again on the New Japan app. So many people have left. We had buzz when we had JR and Jericho and all that stuff with the Americans. We had such a buzz. 25,000 people signed up for the app. It was so incredible. But now we've lost them because now they're playing in their own backyard somewhere, and we've lost them. So the only thing you can do is just join them and just work with them. Because,
well, think about this too. Moxley is still the IWGP US champion.
I forgot all about that.
I know. I did too, until somebody mentioned the other day. I said, oh, yeah. I forgot all about that. The last thing I remember is when, who was it? It was Jericho losing to Okada, and then Tanahashi saved Okada from Jericho. That was the last thing that we had seen. That was back in May. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I forgot about Moxley. So,
yeah, so you could have Moxley defend that belt in AEW at some point, and then you could have Chris Jericho try to wrestle for a title in New Japan at Wrestle Kingdom, and we're coming up.
Yeah,
Jesus,
so
it's
you
October.
Go both ways. You get Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom. You have Moxley fight here.
What's the date on Wrestle Kingdom? Like January 14th or something? This
January
year?
4th.
4th. Okay, yeah, it was pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean that's huge as well. So there's just so much to consider. Then you get New Japan fans. It was hard to establish or see what relationship benefits you got from establishing one with Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor was pretty much all online, and same thing with New Japan.
Right.
You know, they relied so heavily on subscription services. But you could really see and base the viewership with the ratings to see what kind of influx that creates when you go ahead and you have New Japan team up in some way, shape, or form with AEW. Because there's a lot of people that I'm sure watch New Japan that don't watch AEW.
Sammy Guevara.
gotta get the furry on your head.
Yeah, no, but no, it is true, and they will start watching NXT maybe more if they get this crossover going. I really hope, though. I would love to see. Wouldn't you love to see AEW, the ratings start going up every once in a while and going up to like 1.8? Like,
oh yeah,
whoa!
absolutely.
Because you're gonna see. We projected this years ago. We projected the WWE ratings years ago, and every year it happens. What we said, and well, at least I mean, one time, dude, I created a graph, and I said. I think I said by now the WWE would be down to 2.5 or something like that, so it's a little lower than even I thought. But wow, I mean, you could get a raw rating of like a 1.8, 1.7 at this time next year, and maybe a little bit lower even. And if you get a AEW rating that's increasing, or people from Raw stop and SmackDown like regulars start watching AEW. I mean, you could. It's not that far away, you know. I mean, I do think that AEW is going to go down next week. What do you think it's going to go down to, the rating next week? I think it's going to go back down to
1.2.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think you're dead on. I think the rating is going to go down to a 1.2,
and I think that NXT will go back up to 1 million. I think that 0.2 will go back to NXT. So I think it's going to be 1.2 and 1.
What was NXT? I don't think I agree with that.
It was over 800,000. So.
Okay,
shy of 900,000. I think they'll go to 1 million, and I think that AEW will go down to 1.2. I think it'll kind of like flux back and forth.
I do think that the WWE NXT numbers are going to stay in the 800s. I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going to go back up. I think they're going to stay in the 800s. I'm dead serious.
We'll have to see.
As noted, WWE Dynamite premiered at one point. I'm sorry, AEW. Oh, Tony Schiavone almost did that last night. You hear me? Went for the AEW, and I don't think he was. I don't even think he was gonna say WWE. I think he went to say AEW, skipped the A, and went W, and then he reset to do AEW. And one of the SCU guys was like, "Whoa!" Like he almost like kind of like said he said something about it without saying it, and looked at Tony weird. It was funny. But you're waiting for people to do that all night. I was waiting for JR to be like the WWE champion, or WWF, or I waited for Tony to say WCW.
Gravity forgot. People were like, "Oh, look, he's still addressing him that way," and with Pac. And one thing I did want to bring up too before we start winding down.
Wait a minute, Canada. This is what I wanted to say. Canada drew 109,000 viewers on Tuesday night on TSN.
Wow, that's good for them because it was a last minute deal and.
Yep.
They, you figure it's a smaller market. So, friend of the show, Adam Rose, is a fucking monster. Have you seen him recently?
You don't need to tell me. You know why? Because I'm friends with him on Facebook and I talk to him here or there.
Yeah.
He just retired again, but he's massive. He's a massive dude.
I sent you to your Facebook and Instagram photo that he put up, and it's. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, dude. I've actually thought about making news videos about this, but he's been like this for a year. He's a freak.
It's incredible.
He's a fucking freak, guys. If you haven't seen him.
His arms are ungodly huge. If you told me like, "Oh yeah, that's Adam Rose," by the way, I wouldn't believe you. It doesn't even look like him. It looks like The Rock with a different head.
Let me go find a picture. I don't want to.
I sent it to your Facebook.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll check that out. Here's one of my. I don't want to find a personal one because I'm on his personal Facebook.
Yeah, that's why.
This one's okay. Instagram. He won't mind this. I talked to him the other day about this one.
Yeah,
I think he posted this one too. But just take a look at him.
Yeah, that one he posted. And that's him on the left.
That's him right there.
But that doesn't even show off when he's like flexing with the definition. Do
you know what he calls himself? Do you know what he calls himself?
What?
Because when I was talking to him the other day, and I was like, "Dude, you're so fucking big now. It's insane." And he goes, "You know how Swole Daddy does it."
Swole Daddy.
He calls himself Swole Daddy. Swole Daddy.
Because he says now, not taking bookings, retired former WWE talent.
Yeah, he retired the other day, he said.
Yeah. So
he's buddies with my buddy Don Vega.
dear God, I mean, he's giving Gorilla Strong a run for his money there.
Yeah, he's massive. Let me go find the picture you sent.
I just couldn't believe it because it doesn't even with the beard and everything. It doesn't look like him anymore.
That's his profile pic right now.
Yeah,
look at that.
right there. It's like holy hell.
He's
go,
like,
man.
He looks like the Macho Man.
Yes.
Like when he was the most ripped he ever was.
Yeah.
Me and Ray. His real name's Ray. Me and Ray have 27 friends in common. Damn. Wow, he's friends with all the best people, man. He really is. He's friends with all these great people. He really is. He's friends with Darley Desmond. Check out Darley. He just became the New World Wrestling Extreme Champion. He's a really good guy. He's friends with Flip. We're both friends with Flip Gordon, Brandon Webb, just so many. Brian, he's friends with our buddy, Famous B. Bob Evans, Mr. Brutal Bob Evans. Also a beast. My buddy Eric, he's friends with Eric. Jesus, how does he know Eric? Scott Wilder. Me and Scott are both friends, and we know him. Wow, we know, dude, the crazy amount of people that we know. Like, how the fuck? Anyway, whatever. But yeah, let me find that photo because that's really funny. Oh, here it is. Yeah, his Instagram. Go follow his Instagram. It's amazing.
Yeah, he usually posts some funny stories as well. So
yeah,
I always liked him so much. I hate the way everything ended with his WWE run.
He broke up with his wife. Do you know he broke up with his wife?
Yeah, I had heard.
Yikes. He finally got to see, I guess, his kids or got custody back or something. I don't know. I'm not really paying too much attention to that, but yeah, he came on. He came on out of nowhere. He did with a while ago.
Yeah, I spoke to him after that once in length, and after he came on here, just a great guy and a very great mind for the business that I wish they could have taken advantage of. The party gimmick was fun at the start, and they could have shifted that to a heel with Leo Kruger, and that would have been money.
Even
now, one more thing, a little side story here.
He's done so much stuff. It's ridiculous that they did nothing with him. It's so stupid. They didn't even try.
No, they didn't.
On the main roster.
They got obsessed with a bunny, and then they threw him to the wind. And then he was picked up by the wolves on the sail down.
You're right. Good guy. I love him, man. He's a really good guy.
I forgot to mention this earlier, but lastly here is that Wrestling Observer obviously was going on and on about CM Punk trying out for the Fox Sports 1 show, but he's not the only one that had a WWE tryout. Taz also auditioned for a role.
Really? Well, because wow.
There were many others, but Taz has been.
Doesn't he work for CBS?
WWE. That's why I thought, anyways.
Yeah, Taz I thought works for CBS.
I thought, but maybe not anymore. I was confused about that, but here we are, and apparently it's being stated through Wrestling Observer and the usual run-of-the-mill wrestling sites that Taz received a WWE Backstage tryout as well.
For what?
In the same vein that CM Punk did. So something with either an interviewing role or commentary.
I don't think it would be said.
Which is more people watching home. So you have to placate to the audience watching off of the TV, off of their computer, their laptop, what have you, their phone, which is your monitor. You're watching that same feed. If you're Ronnie and Cody, and then when Sammy comes in, keep the shot tight on your hard camera looking at it, right?
Taz is getting all technical with us here, and it's freaking me the fuck out. No, but I like, he's a good guy. I like Taz, man. I do. I didn't love him on commentary back in the day, but I'd rather listen to his podcasting. I don't know.
I met him at a show at the local college here on my birthday.
He'd be better.
And Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young were there. And
were they trafficking? Trafficking anybody?
They had all the ring girls in the back. Come here, bitches.
Yeah.
Moolah with her big cigar.
Yeah, Moolah just starts whipping.
Tell you whores to work.
Yeah, she starts whipping women around. They're like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "Oh, she thinks it's 25 years ago or 35 years ago."
She just told that one to take her panties off. Oh, Jesus.
Take your panties off. Let me see the crust.
You got to wiggle more.
Wiggle more.
You know what the men like.
Do that or I'm going to burn this cigarette out on your fucking face. You fuck.
And Taz was going off because they were supposed to have little people wrestling that night, and the college campus said it wasn't PC to have them perform.
Wow, what?
So they
but
wouldn't allow
they're people.
The little people to perform.
Wow, so the college is actually fucked. Those people are working.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucked up.
The promoters made sure they got paid anyways, and it was this big ordeal.
Wow.
And this was right before he went to WWE, but
man, F those people.
He signed my shirt, and Moolah and Mae Young signed the shirt I had then too, and it was just incredible. Was there?
Yeah. Next thing you know,
I believe he was pretty inebriated, but
yeah, that's like saying like, you have black wrestlers. What do you think? They're slaves again up here, just fucking working for you guys? Oh, amuse the white people? No, they can't work.
Their attitude.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of here, you idiots! What a bunch of shitheads. Fuck that college. I hope that college burns down. Unknown callers on the phone. Hello.
Hey, Joe. I want to see Excalibur commentate over Drew's wife's sex tape.
Oh, my God. Oh, fuck.
Pile driver.
What a son of a bitch. Pile driver. God, I hate that. Well, it's weird. Like now it's starting to grow on me because it's so weird. But no, I do appreciate. I'd rather have Morrow. Oh, fuck it, I'm jealous. I want the guy's job. Let's just come out and say it. Largest donation, Sith Negan. Thank you, man. He's at the $200 spot. Very, very impressive, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Let me finish off what's left of these donations.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Hey guys. Your favorite scum lord is here. AU versus NXT is probably gonna be like NA versus WWE back in 2010 tryhards. I wish them both the best of luck.
The Scum Coda. Thank you, Scum Coda. Here's my problem about this. Yeah, I just can't get into it the same way I did with it's different when you have I guess when you have a remote and your channel changing. I'm watching from YouTube TV, so I'm like having to have both sounds up and they're both
We've
on.
Got a new Twitch follower.
It's a different thing.
Hell yeah. Take my pants off.
Thank you, Mystery
We're the
Scorpio.
outlier, though. I mean, a lot of people just watch one or the other.
Yeah, I feel like it's much better to like. I feel like we're really just gonna have to do the AEW review on Wednesday. But then it's like we leave NXT out.
Here we go.
I don't mind watching AEW after the fact and just being the NXT guy for you.
Let's do that. We could both watch the different one.
You know they say that all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa. Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Mr. Mosby, thanks for the...
He's still going on with the promo.
$5. He's just going to keep...
I have half the brain that you do!
Well, no, this is the one where he was rambling off all the math.
No, I know. And he got lost in it. He was like, what?
But
what am I doing?
He nailed it. It was like, that means I got 33 1/3% chance.
Yeah, that's why I want Scott Steiner versus Sid in a promo contest. I'm going with Sid over him, but those two in a
minus
promo.
my 25% chance.
Like, yeah, like
Super chat. Super chat.
At movies in Cali, Joker time. Gook points, Joe.
Hell yeah, baby. Andale peasy. Yeah. Enjoy the Joker tonight.
Then you take my 75% chance of winning, and you add 66 2/3% chance, and I got 141% chance.
I like Angelico and Jack Evans, but I feel like AEW is going to make them more of the undercard tag team. What do you think?
For right now, but that doesn't mean that won't change at some point. Angelico, Jack Evans, great guys. Dean Bigelow, yeah, I think right now they're seen as the opening tag team, like exciting, but not on the map really yet. But they are though, so it's not. They're fine. I think everybody feels like they're important in some way, like athletically and competitive. I don't think everybody has character yet and has enough character or storyline, but they're fine. I think they're fine. I think they serve what their purpose is right now. They're like, the Sammy Guevara of tag teams.
Super chat.
Do you Ospreay will go to AEW or NXT?
Oh, man.
He'd go AEW. I would think he'd go to NXT.
Yeah, I think that you're going to have a tough time now getting wrestlers to go to NXT over AEW unless the paycheck's right.
Not even just that, though, but Ospreay has always been... It's hard to quote like specifics, but
yeah,
he's had bad interactions with WWE wrestlers, like recently with Seth Rollins.
Right.
They've usually clashed, and he is like Mr. Indie when it comes to that line of thinking. I just figured it'd be like, he'd look at AEW more of like me and the boys, and WWE more of like the machine.
Right.
That's just me, glass house, throwing stones. But
the other day, Mick Foley threw stones and said he demanded that the female wrestlers be in the main event at Hell in a Cell. And we said, that's so weird. Why would he say that? They've already done it. And obviously the Bray Wyatt thing and blah, blah, blah. And
yeah, Bray Wyatt's the top storyline.
And I said, well, he's got a book tour that's going to be happening. I bet he's doing this just to promote his fucking book because it makes no goddamn sense. Well, he tweeted out earlier today.
Hook, line, and sinker.
My apologies ahead of time for all the self-promotional tweets, but yes, more than usual, headed your way over the next few months. The Nice Day Tour, going to be keeping very busy. And then he posts a picture of him in a storybook and all this stuff for his new tour coming out. So he did that to bring back relevancy, to bring attention to his Twitter, knew it would get headlines, and it got headlines, and then he did it. I love Mick Foley to death, but the guy is hilariously disingenuous, but also a genius at promoting. So good job, Mick Foley.
I mean, today, right now, right this very minute, I type in Hell in a Cell into Google.
Yeah.
And if you look at top stories, every single one, Bray Wyatt gives local weather. Bray Wyatt, Hell in a Cell in Sacramento this weekend. Bray Wyatt talks in character about facing Seth Rollins. Bray Wyatt makes interesting local news appearance. Bray Wyatt, top 5 potential finishes. So, and then, then the last one is talking about Bayley. And then, Hell in a Cell, Universal Championship match preview. It's all Bray Wyatt.
Right.
11 out of 12 top stories.
They sent
Google
the fucking
search.
guy everywhere. The guy did like fucking 20 promo videos.
Oh, I know. And each one was better than the last. Even when he's flubbing with the news thing, it was still hilarious. He was talking beforehand about how he came up with Yowie Wowie and what the meaning was when he was on, I forget which even show this was. Oh, he was on Good Day Sacramento before he did the different thing for the weather report. And he said, you ever have something amazing happen to you? You couldn't control what came out of your mouth next? That's Yowie Wowie. He said, I utter those words when I get incredibly happy and I'm unable to control what comes out next.
That's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah. I just everything about him staying in character, like in this one, he's smiling, he's got a sweater on. It's different than the one, we were talking about before with the weather report. And he's just so it's not condescending, but it is in a way because he's being so smarmy with the smile and he's over exaggerative, and then all of a sudden he gets real serious in the camera. Like it's just he's so
because some people don't know what he's doing.
Exactly. So people are like they're creeped out, but yet they're interested. It's so entertaining.
Now, I do agree with Taz. He says I wasn't invited to the SmackDown whatever tomorrow. Taz was a pivotal part of SmackDown for quite a few years. I feel
Long
like
time, yeah.
I mean,
Many years.
I didn't really watch a lot when he was because I thought they were terrible. But it's better than the announcing nowadays for sure. And I like Taz, and I think Taz should be invited to this. I think it's kind of ridiculous that you didn't bring in Taz if he's got nothing to do.
Yeah, you got Hogan, The Rock, Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, Trish Stratus, Lita, but you don't have Taz?
How do you not have Taz? It's fucking...
Paul Heyman obviously will be there. Yeah, Taz has more of a right to be there than Eric Bischoff. Bischoff was Raw. Taz was...
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, John Cena is likely not to be there for the SmackDown premiere, though.
That's okay.
So
it's okay. Stay home, John. Go shoot a fucking movie.
He's announced this, the Suicide Squad film that's coming out, and that began filming in Georgia this week, so he's likely not available.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't need... I mean, they don't need him. This is so much
It's not
stuff.
a loss, no. It's just... It's always fun to see John at these points in times. I mean, my opinion to him...
I bet you we get a video. Happy birthday, SmackDown, whatever the fuck. I don't know. We'll get something.
Because it's the anniversary show on top of the premiere.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we'll get a message from Cena, I bet, like a Skype or something. It'll be like...
If it's not on air, it'll be on the network or the YouTube channel.
I bet you it's on air. And when you see John Cena say, "Congratulations, SmackDown," blah, 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 and he does a little salute thing, you watch. He'll do it, and you'll be like, Joe Cronin. You'll be thinking of me.
Yeah, they're saying now as well, The Rock would be very disappointed if he doesn't get to share the ring with Becky Lynch on SmackDown Friday. So I wonder if,
why
the Man and the Bull have something planned. People are thinking.
Why does he got to be in the ring with Becky Lynch?
This is just a story that they're, it's a possible storyline. Just makes it seem like, The Rock's intrigued to work with Becky Lynch.
Wait, the WWE wrote this?
No. This is a news story that's going around saying that. The Rock is he said on, I think it was Instagram, that he'll be disappointed if he doesn't get a chance to share the ring with
that's
Becky
what
Lynch.
There you go. I'm missing that information. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Probably WWE wants him to give the rub to their top people, and that'd be Becky.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So, but I see what they're going for. There's so many possibilities with The Rock. Like I was mentioning before, I was laughing with all the Vegas betting odds of what he'll do, if he'll perform moves, what moves he'll perform. There's so many, things you can bet on. What he says, what catchphrases he uses, how many times he says jabroni. Like it's insane.
He should just tell everybody, like, I'm rich. I'm richer than all you
It'd be great if
daddies.
he knew, inside betting and all that, but he just bets on himself and then says everything 10 times in a row.
Right. Huh.
Just go out there, jabroni, 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 jabroni. I'm rich.
NXT, John Cena showing up in NXT could happen.
It's happened before.
Yeah, it could happen. Yeah, why not? I mean, dude, John Cena showed up at Chaotic Wrestling here in Massachusetts and gave an FU to Vince McMahon. And they beat up Brian Malonis. Like, when was that? Like back in 2006 or something. I remember I showed it one time.
Yeah, I think it was 6.
It made huge news because it was like Vince McMahon shows up at Indie Show. And it was all over the place. In fact, here we go. Here's a better camera of it. In fact, Brian Malonis put this up. I've always loved Brian Malonis. He's a great wrestler, great local guy here. He's the Kingpin, Brian Malonis. He's in a tag team in Ring of Honor now. What is their name? Shit. The Bouncers. He's in a tag team called the Bouncers now in ROH. And Brian has always been nice to me. He's always just been an awesome dude. And fucking Vince McMahon came to Chaotic. Of course, Triple H came from Chaotic, or Killer Kowalski's now New England Wrestling Academy, run, I believe, primarily now by Brian Straight Edge Fury. And, Vince McMahon showed up, man. So you never know who's going to show up wherever the fuck. I mean, here's fucking Vince McMahon, goddammit. People couldn't believe it. You're in a small gym. All of a sudden, goddamn Vince McMahon shows up, and Cena's the referee. And he FU's Brian Malonis. I mean, that's Cena FUing Brian Malonis back in fucking forever ago.
Yeah, crazy.
Crazy shit. You can see more of that on their channel over there. Just check out Chaotic Wrestling, or my buddy Brian Malonis. Still got a YouTube channel. He uploaded that in 2015. It was 2007 was the show.
Okay.
May of 2007.
I said 6.
You're close. But yeah, that made big headlines at the time. And I remember I was like, I can't believe goddamn Vince McMahon and John Cena showing up at Chaotic over here. But again, they have a big, if anybody's in the New England area and you want to know where to get trained professionally, you really can't go wrong. I mean, Anthony Green, all the guys, Josh Briggs, Sasha Banks, just Albert. Remember Prince Albert? He's the head trainer of NXT now. He came from there. I came from there. Kofi Kingston came from there. And the list goes on, man. You want to get trained somewhere? They're not paying me to say this, but New England Wrestling Academy, formerly the Killer Kowalski School. But it'll always be Killer Kowalski's to me, man. Walter would never get out of... Walter was... I only knew him in the last years, but I just love that place. I wouldn't get to go there a lot, but I went there the few times that I was there, for the little while I was there. I really love that place. So it's a great place to train. Go check it out. And there's my plug for them that I didn't get paid for, but fuck it, it's awesome. That being said, anything else, Jake, from you as far as news-wise, or something we didn't talk about with this whole new Wednesday Night War?
Yeah, last thing I wanted to mention, I actually had a few people ask me on Twitter, I said I would find out, is that Hulu did answer the support ticket. They said that you do not have to purchase the live tier subscription to watch SmackDown. They said past episodes of SmackDown expired from Hulu at the end of September, but they're going to continue having new episodes of SmackDown starting with this week's episode.
On Hulu?
So, On Hulu, yeah, because people were worried that the only way they'd be able to, because Hulu re-uploads the episodes in like a concise format, usually for Raw, and then they upload SmackDown. And people were worried that the only way they could get it, since it's on Fox now instead of USA, they would have to get the live TV Hulu. But unfortunately, you don't have to pay for Hulu Live. You can go ahead and still get SmackDown like you do now. So
okay, they kept the deal the same with Hulu.
Yeah.
Is what you were saying. Okay.
Yep.
That's
no
cool.
changes there. So you'll still be able to watch SmackDown the next day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, luckily, because a lot of people were concerned that they wouldn't be able to see it. So,
well, China went there too. Jason Tarr is back on Patreon. Jason, thank you for jumping back on Patreon. Thanks to everybody who repatroned. Me and Leah, we're going to be live tomorrow. Do you understand this? A live show tomorrow. Till Death Do Us podcast. Our new episode on Patreon tomorrow.
Back on Patreon, Joe. Love you,
Fuck yeah, baby.
JSKE and Joe.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you, Jason Tarr. Mwah. Yeah, so we're going to be live. Me and my wife will be live with episode 13 or 14. I forget which one. We'll be live on Patreon tomorrow with that. And then we'll put up an audio form like we always do. So just for the patrons in that $5 or above category, look for that tomorrow on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Probably be doing that around like 1 p.m. or something like that. So that's exciting. People like that. Actually, it's really exciting. It's like one of the most popular things I do on Patreon.
Yeah, everybody loves that.
Sometimes it surpasses Corrupted. I'm having my own war on Patreon. What's better, me and my wife's podcast or me and Corrupted podcast? It's very strange. A war within my own show, which is the way you want to keep it. You don't want to, if you can keep the war in and of itself, that's the best.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing really else. I'm sure there's going to be things that I think of that we missed because there was so much I wanted to talk about. I feel like I forgot. Fucking.
Well, if we do miss anything, we'll cover it tomorrow night before Monetize This with the SmackDown review.
We're going to find out what happens tomorrow. I may go live during SmackDown to sort of get a head start there. And then me and Jake, I suppose, will begin the real review at 10 or 10:05 or whenever it ends. Is it going till 10? It's going till 10, right?
It's going till 10. They said they might have a 5-minute overrun allotted for this episode, but we'll see.
So we're not going to do SmackDown reviews as long as we used to because one of my biggest shows is Monetize This. And it's on Fridays, and I can't go from one to the other directly. I need a 30-minute breather in between.
Yeah.
So I'm anticipating being done the SmackDown reviews usually by like 10:30, 10:40. So a 40-minute live review. Tomorrow may be different.
I think tomorrow for the debut you may go a little bit longer, but for future it'll be easier.
Yeah, tomorrow may be chaotic because we have to talk about, if there's insanity, we have to talk about it. So it's going to be nuts. And that's about it. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. And once again, if you have a podcast or you do wrestling or you want to be on the show, please email me and let me know or message me on Patreon. I'd love to start putting some new people on or work with somebody. So, get us your information. We'll add you. I'd like to have 3 people on Out of Nowhere. And since the calls were dog shit tonight, I didn't take any. And I really planned on... I really wanted to take a lot of calls tonight because I feel like a lot of people are like, what's going on with AEW?
Yeah, they talk all the new news.
Yeah, we were really, really interested in that. But if I'm going to get the same retarded fag who calls every fucking 2 seconds over and over again, it's kind of fucking retarded, So he ruined that for you guys, so I'm sorry. But, hey, at the same time, it probably made him happy. So at least we made somebody happy who had no meaning to their life up until they did that. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Monetize This over on my other channel. Come on over to the other channel for Monetize This, Corrupted Nation. Go subscribe to it. Or just check us out for the SmackDown review tomorrow night after SmackDown. It should be another fucking crazy night. And I can't wait. Special shout out, of course, to Sith Negan for dropping $200. That's crazy. And Sith Negan has saved us. Thank you. Lydia Taylor, I'm sorry, man. Or good morning, good night, good morning. I guess. I didn't realize how late it was.
Yeah.
Jesus. Thank you so much, everybody. Hit that like button if you'd like. If you like the show, hit the like button. And if you really like the show, keep me on the air and get 30 hours of bonus content by checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show.
Sith Neegan.
Don't forget to check out so much more wrestling on TitleMatchWrestlingNetwork.com. TitleMatchWrestlingNetwork.com. Get 50% off right now for 3 months when you use coupon code Cronin. CZW has a new one coming out soon, plus the all-intergender pay-per-view on TitleMatchWrestlingNetwork.com. Coupon code Cronin.